Real Nerds is a proud partner of the Denver Podcast Network. In the shadow of the mountains, we speak.
Hello, everyone. I'm Giles.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Michelle.
And we're the Beyond the Trope podcast.
Every week, we delve into topics like pop culture, fiction writing, and other nerdy things.
We feature laid-back conversations, bad puns, and in-depth interviews with authors, comic creators, and more. Find our show at beyondthetrope.com.
Oh, hi, podcast listeners. There's many ways you can listen to the Real Nerds podcast. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can also subscribe on Stitcher Radio. You want to send us a Twitter message? You can do that. It's so easy, at Real Nerds. Like us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com, where there'll be a lot of articles for you to not only read, but to listen to our previous shows. You can also call us, 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening, and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Dave Callahan, creator of Jean-Claude Van Johnson.
And this is Peter Atencio, the director of Jean-Claude Van Johnson, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2018, which is this year. You can buy tickets now online at denvercomiccon.com. Remember, all your tickets benefit Comic Book Classroom to help kids learn how to read through the power of comic books. And back after, have I ever missed 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, you had a kid once.
Yeah.
Was that when I missed 2 weeks in a row?
5 weeks.
Yeah, you missed like 5 weeks. But that was a hiatus. That was different. Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, this guy
That's
filled in
because
for
you
you for a
weren't
whole
here.
month.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's
why
right.
would you remember? You had
Well,
a kid.
I mean,
those were dark times.
I mean, I've done so many episodes. I mean, Brad did mention that my 300th was what, a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. And Zach's 100th is coming up in like 10 weeks.
Peanuts.
1/3 as good as Ryan.
Yep.
And Zach does
In
currently
penis
hold
size,
the
too.
longest current streak
Oh, for
being on the show.
Yeah, just
So.
not missing a week, I guess. But
Yeah, we call it the Nothing Better to Do Award.
The Pathetic Award.
Well, see, if
Thank my
it's just
couch.
hard because my job. If we record on days I have my job, I can always get fucked.
Keeps bragging about having a job.
No, trust me.
So selfish, protecting people. And
The last thing I really want to do
Government
is
security.
be stuck all the time, and I'll never. Was it not this one we did a warrant, but the week before, the guy came in early to do traffic. And I'm sitting there. It's like 4:55, and so in my world, when someone says clear to copy, that means they have a warrant. So I'm no joke. So I downloaded all my body cam footage, put it in the machine. I'm about to walk out the door, and I hear, so he's a different car. He's car 206. 206, clear to copy. I'm like, fuck! So I have to like race over there while he arrests somebody. And guess what? There's only 2 cops in town. So that means I stay until he gets back.
Bang.
well, we did our best without you.
And that's all I can hope for. And it was pathetic.
Oh, come on.
If I actually listened to it.
Brad hosted his first show while you were gone.
Did you really, Brad?
Yeah.
I've hosted before.
Well, no, but a real
been a
show
long
because I was
time.
on it.
It had been
When
a
you
while.
and I aren't on it, like, come on.
I know.
So this one, I was on it, but he hosted it.
Nice.
It was great.
No, I do have him in my queue on my iTunes. I just haven't listened to him yet.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Because I expect him to be good.
They're long. So,
I
for
know.
some reason.
They're actually the same.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Brad. Tell everybody your interesting trivia fact.
Well, I was entering the data for the last couple of shows. And
Already exciting.
The duration in the spreadsheet, and the duration for the last 6 weeks of the show, not including the film explosion, the run times have been so for like this last week and the week before, the only difference was like a second, and then the 2 weeks before that, the difference was a second.
Weird.
And then the 2 weeks before that was, and they're always like shorter the first week of the two, which
If this week and next week aren't the same, just cut some of Zach's content out.
yeah, I'll just
Is there yarn?
Because we already know there's a documentary coming this week.
Is there a yarn connected to thumbtacks connecting the seconds that are just in between?
The mail just keeps coming.
So for those who are listening, like, who the fuck are these dumb shits? Every week, the Real Nerds go see a new movie. We podcast our experience of the world. This week, we saw Hostels.
Hostels.
And we have Zach, Brad, and James. You've heard everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're here.
Good times. What is this, episode 330?
333.
333?
Yeah.
But we actually have more content because, I mean, we don't number our film explosions, our interviews,
Yeah.
all our special stuff. So we probably have over 400 episodes you can listen to.
It just keeps going.
Yep. And we will be at
No
Denver
matter
Comic-Con
what you say.
in a different spot this year. You can find us in the exhibitors area.
Yeah, it'll be bigger.
We
They
don't
might
know
have a
exactly
couch.
where, but yeah, it'll be
I don't
great.
know.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're
We don't
paying
have
for
what,
this
I'm
one.
sorry?
Oh,
We don't know exactly where.
yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll be right in the center.
Yeah.
I think we should kick out the table to give us more room.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. No, we're gonna blow it up.
We're right
Yeah.
on top of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But there might be
have-
some cucumber water. You know.
Look, I love cucumber water. I'm not even joking.
Oh my God! Let's have cucumber water.
We should have a little cooler next to the couch.
should.
Yes, which
For
is
guests, like, would
infinite
you like to-
cucumber water.
That's like my hipster thing. There's a convenience store in Idaho Springs.
the come and go.
And they have this fizzy cucumber water
Oh.
Voss that's in like the really like skinny like glass bottle. And when
Yeah.
I buy it, the manager there, Jocelyn, she says, "You're the only one who buys that." I'm like, "Good."
It's delish.
It really is. Cucumber stuff is good.
It's delicious and exclusive to me.
What about a panel? Have you thought of any ideas for a panel yet?
How about we are on one?
Wow,
Well, yeah,
what a
but-
great pitch. I'm sure they would have bought that.
Can we
I-
go further than that?
No, we're hilarious. We'll do fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should this is really exciting for everyone listening. I think we should maybe change it up, not do a show. Maybe think of something else that we can do that's lots of fun.
Sure.
Yeah, I was hoping for some kind of
We'll
something,
have open.
something that might entertain people.
like. Can we do like a double dare, but for like real nerds version?
Oh, that'd be
Oh,
awesome.
shit.
yeah.
That would be cool.
I'm sure they have problems with like
All the pudding.
liability and shit, but yeah,
you know
pudding.
what you do is you just do it and then you ask for forgiveness. I've learned that being married.
Yeah. Wait.
You mean we shouldn't have built that bunch of fiery coals for them
Yeah,
to jump
because
over?
you're already there, you're already doing it. And that person's like, you guys, there's nothing in there. It says we couldn't do it.
We'll call it Real Nerds Survive This.
They saw the fiery
Survive.
coals. They knew what they were getting into. They didn't have to walk on them.
Yeah.
I went to the Bruce Campbell thing, and his Last Fan Standing was a pretty cool little game show that he did.
Yeah, we should do some interactive game show thing because no one really wants to sit there and hear us talk, or
Yeah.
I guess watch
I
us
mean-
talk.
Yeah, we got to set it up. We got to make sure our audio stuff works this time and video stuff.
Literally
Yeah.
everyone listening right now.
Well, I don't think I'll record another one since I lost the last one,
Oh, that's true.
so kind
Well,
of
we
defeated
had
on
the
that end.
video.
Huh?
Didn't we get the video?
Yeah, that disappeared with the rest of the files. So,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I still have the George's Jonty interview I keep on sending and still not up.
it's never gonna go up because we don't have it anymore.
I still have it. I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay.
I don't get rid of it because I know.
He knows how to back
You can't trust me.
shit up.
Yeah.
I can't trust Brad. Eventually, stuff will crash.
Speaking of listenership, though, while we're on the topic, there's a thing we're doing with the Denver Podcast Network. If you listen to this show, can you just write in and tell us that you do, so we can kind of count? Because I don't know how to read the stats on the website and everything.
There's just too many of them.
Right. Yeah.
I can't filter through
well,
it all.
and
so.
we get paid based on how many emails or messages we get. So if you would just send us a billion of them.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why we don't read emails every week, it's because we do filter them, and we just bring them up casually in topic, the stuff that you've sent us.
Well, and
unless it asks us something specifically.
for the past 4 years, we've been doing a mini show, but it's not titled the Real Nerds Mini Podcast. We titled it something else, and the fun is for somebody to go find it. So you just keep scouring the internet for the fan mail show we do. It's out there.
Yep,
out.
somewhere.
Please send us just
It's called
any
Fresh
email.
Air with Terry Gross. That's our mini show.
Well, great.
So we can get a lot of stuff about the Movie Pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if that really counts, but Corinne's been sort of keeping us up to date.
I still don't get it, and I read an interview today with the CEO of Movie Pass, and the
He sounds like a dick.
Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter said, so, I mean, how do you guys make money? He's like, I have plenty of money.
Wait, what?
Yep.
That wasn't the question.
And he said, so what I got from this interview, because to me it still sounds like too good to be true. Like $10 a month, you can see as many movies as you want in the month. He said
One
that,
a day, though.
Yeah, so he said the average person sees 2 movies a month on the subscription.
Right.
He is not ready for us.
So he also said that they get 20% of the ticket sales that go through Movie Pass. So what they do is you get within 100 yards of the theater and say you're checking in to see Hostels today, and then it'll load the ticket on your MasterCard that only loads the one movie. You walk in, you have 30 minutes, they swipe it, the theater gets paid, and then he gets a cut of that. And he says the theaters will get behind it because they've said that 80% of their concession stands are going up through Movie Pass holders. I don't know how he tracks that because you don't use the Movie Pass to do it.
Yeah.
And also right now AMC theaters are like really pissed at him.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it sounds really good. I know the Alamo does. I didn't think they did. But
the
they
Alamo
do.
does do them?
They do.
Oh, wow.
But that he just told me to not use it because I like the Alamo. I want the Alamo to get money, and I don't want to have to have the Alamo give half their money away.
Yeah, but there's also a caveat to it too. Corinne was saying that it can't be sold out. It can't be like a really like hot movie.
Dude,
so
I
even if
ain't got time for caveats.
I know, right? So even if it's not sold out,
Well,
there's
if
a
it's sold out,
chance.
you can't even use your regular credit card.
Yeah, but I mean, they think,
Well, I think,
no. What I'm saying is like if it's close,
there's
they
blackout
won't,
dates.
Yeah, there's
right?
blackout dates. They won't let you use it.
Yeah, if you're trying to pre-book some Star Wars tickets, they're gonna be like, "Nah, man, you can't do that."
So there is little things to it. I know Corinne's going to use it some more and let us know.
Yeah,
She's been pretty good with it.
And
so.
Landmark's a no-go as well.
And Landmark won't let you use it.
yeah.
I don't know. So the guy who runs it used to own Redbox, and that's how he has all his money. And he said people are getting on board because when I went and pitched the idea to Redbox, people have to go to McDonald's to get the Redbox. I mean, they're in front of McDonald's and convenience stores and things like that.
That was a brilliant idea
because people are going to get hamburgers when they get their movies.
Right, very fair.
Yeah, which I think Redbox are still pretty popular. But
yeah,
so that's where he made all his money.
Yeah,
and he's like, I don't need to get rich off this. I'm plenty rich, is an actual quote from his interview.
I would be more concerned about everyone else in the funnel than you, buddy. But whatever.
So I mean, it sounds like I should get it. I'm still on the fence for it because I don't know.
I don't want to invest in something that like might go away in like a year.
But it's $10 a month, right?
Yeah,
so it's
$10
really,
a month.
Oh, look at these guys! Must money bags and afford $10 a month to watch movies.
I mean, like it's $10 a month. If it goes away, you didn't give them $500 and you hope it sticks around. I don't think you have to pay by the year.
Do you pay by the year or pay by the month?
I don't know.
I don't know.
If you pay by the year, then that's stupid.
I think there's like double options the same way for Prime, but
okay.
If there's a risk of not being able to like say let's see the movie of the week.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you can't use it for Black Panther.
Yeah, then it's like okay, then I'm gonna still have to pay out of my pocket for that anyway. So I don't know. I see it in the long run saving money, but
why can't you use it for Black Panther? Are they racists?
No, because it's one of those blackout things.
Oh yeah, right.
So I don't know how they allocate this movie's 95% at capacity. Do we give this to a movie pass holder? I don't know how they do it.
See, I would use it for the stuff I don't see within the movie of the week or anything.
That's what the guy was saying too. The CEO, he said, people will use it now at this time of year because they want to see all the Oscar stuff.
That's true.
So it helps movies like that make money because I guess Movie Pass gets billed for it, or I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But Corinne's on top of it. She'll let us know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I will say that I think I've seen 10 movies this year so far. I've already spent almost $200. So
yeah,
usually in a year I spend $800. So I'm a little worried.
Are you counting all the money you spent flying to LA to see some of them? You should.
Not the flying, but the tickets for each of those shows was like $30
did you
each.
fly out to LA just to see movies?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Aren't I badass?
Touche.
It wasn't just to watch any movie. It was specific formats that I can't do in Denver.
So, but you flew out to see movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw a laser lights show at the El Capitan, the Disney theater for Star Wars.
Sweet.
There's a giant AT-AT in the background. It was awesome.
Nice.
That is really cool.
I watched Jumanji. This is all in the last episode.
Yeah.
I watched Jumanji in the MX4D ride. So it was basically a theme park ride, but in the theater.
It was like Star Tours, but Jumanji.
Yeah. And LA flight tickets are super cheap.
They are.
Yeah.
It would have been $78 if I
I'm
jumped on
flying
it.
to Washington, D.C. this week for me and my family to go. It cost me $200.
That's so selfish of you.
I know.
This week?
Yep. I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, we should all meet up.
Oh, yeah. That's
Are
right.
you in D.C.?
No, we'll be in Connecticut. It's not even close.
No, that's like 4 hours.
But New York is 2 hours away, and we're going to try to meet up with Henry.
You keep saying that.
Hey, I'm going to work my ass off to get an extra day, just hang out and do stuff.
Okay.
Nice. Do it. At this time we usually say this is what's playing at the Alamo.
yeah.
I'm just going to say at the Alamo they're bringing back a few movies because of the Oscars.
Cool.
You'll be able to see Call Me by Your Name, which is there, but they're kind of expanding it. Phantom Thread, The Post, The Shape of Water, Lady Bird. So all that stuff is going to be there as well. I, Tonya. Mm-hmm. It's coming back.
Seen it.
We have. I'm just saying for our listeners.
Oh, right, yeah.
Matt, James has kind of an attitude today.
I'm guessing Ryan's not on board for our Avengers Infinity War plan.
I know.
What is your Avengers Infinity War plan? I haven't heard it.
We'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
If it's watching all the Avengers movies, I can do that.
No.
It's more expensive than that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't give a shit. What, I'm going to have an Infinity Stone?
No, it's fine. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, guys, I sent you that photo earlier in the week. I found the Infinity Stones. They're on that cheap-ass belt.
Oh, my God, that was hideous.
So did you know on Real Nerds Podcast, we also talk about movies we've been watching, movies that are coming out, and movie news.
Of course I knew that.
Wow, such sass. Welcome back, Ryan.
I know. I've been gone for 2 weeks, and everyone has an attitude.
Well, you were 30 minutes late.
I was 30
deserve
minutes
a little
late.
Of this.
I was.
I had to watch a whole extra episode and a half of Comedians and Cards Getting Coffee.
I know. Like, no matter what I do, I can't fucking be on time.
It's okay.
It's driving me crazy. No, so
I'm bad at it.
Hopefully you're
now,
on
too.
time for saving people.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm on time to work.
Yeah.
See, coming here though, I have to drive from Idaho Springs across 3 highways.
Yeah, I know.
And then when I got finally to I-25, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be that late. It was like 6:35. It just stops. Some dude hit some guy and his car was facing the wrong way in 2 lanes right there when you merge onto Alameda.
Did you arrest him?
I wish.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't save you from the guy who's holding you hostage. I've got to go to a podcast.
Yep. Sorry about that. Hey, we should start with movie news because Mr. Oscar had some announcements this week.
Oh, who gives a shit about that?
It's real news.
I ain't fucking around. Yo, we got a I Killed Giants trailer this week. Ryan, did you see it?
I did. I sent it to you.
Oh man, did it almost make you cry?
It did.
Oh man, they've got just the right amount. Like if you've already read the book, you watch that trailer and you're like,
for people who don't
They're gonna
understand,
do
maybe we
it.
should play the trailer for them.
okay, sure.
Gift of new, gift of old. Bless the righteousness, guide my hand. Against the darkness, my final stand.
Barbara, I want to get to know you a little bit more. Do you have many friends? What about your sister?
I play your dragons or whatever if you ask me to.
That would be hilarious. What are you doing? What's it for? There's some serious stuff going down. I find giants. I hunt giants. I kill giants. Cool. Yeah, that's it. Dark omens are totally cool. A giant comes to a place and takes everything from you. And when it's done, it's like anything that made your life good was never even there. Giants aren't real. Then why are you sweating? I know that no one likes me. I know that everything I do looks crazy.
This isn't real.
You're not listening to me! This giant is coming! We're gonna save this town. There are times where you have to ask yourself, do I want to live my life as a coward or a warrior?
No, the girl that got to play Barbara's great.
Yeah, everything. And I like that they're giving her like this fun friend and like everything.
You know, I
about
didn't
it
see the
looks great.
fairies in the trailer.
I don't see the fairies, and they may have done away with it, which I think because of. I think it kind of makes sense because they're clearly making like the adventure of killing giants into a bigger thing.
Mm-hmm.
which is funny. Since
I think
Twilight
I
came
think
back,
they I think they kind of have to because
Yeah.
the book's a tough sell straight.
Exactly, and to balance between the drama and the fantasy of the book, it kind of makes sense that you can't necessarily have these tiny little flying minions, like always around being funny and wacky. Like, I'm glad they didn't try to make it too slapsticky by, and those characters may pop up every now and then as like, hey, why did just fairies fly out of her backpack? But I doubt that they'll like interact with her very much.
But maybe they didn't want to put that in the trailer too because it's too goofy.
Also true. Yes. Yes.
One of my favorite people in the comic world is Joe Kelly. You can see him in the 6th episode of Real Nerds Pod Show, telling us who's the real nerds.
That's true.
But also when we interviewed him, that was lost too. But that time it wasn't Brad's fault.
It was mine.
It happens. But it doesn't take away the fact that we got to sit down and talk to him, and that he's a super sweet guy. And then when we met him again at Alamo for Colossal, he was great there too.
So good. I think my favorite part of the trailer might actually be when Imogene Poots is like sitting with her, and she's like, "I'd play your Dragons game with you if you'd want." Like, it's just, man.
When I had Joe Kelly sign my Spider-Man Deadpool #1, he asked me if I was sure because the comic's worth like $75. I said yes. He said, okay. Like, I'm going to resell it. Now it's in a box. It has my Joe Kelly autographs.
The Giants all look really cool, too.
Yeah, it's good job.
I haven't read the book yet, but I like the trailer, so.
You should. I'll gladly let you borrow a copy.
Cool.
And then
Yeah,
you can end up
or
just
me, I have
keeping
3
it.
of them.
I'll buy another one. Yeah.
But it looked interesting.
I have 2 signed by him and 1 that's not.
I thought for some reason, because they were talking about it so much at the Colossal screening, that like I didn't realize it was RLJ Entertainment putting it out, or like that company. Which is not a bad thing.
Well, it's just a smaller company. I mean, you're not going to, unfortunately, because of the subject matter.
It's hard sell.
It's a hard sell, and no studio is going to say, "Oh, here's $50 million to make a." Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but
yeah,
here's $50 million.
It's a fun time kid movie that gets sad sometimes.
And as James and I learned last night from not only our movie of the week but the trailers before it, anybody can like be a studio nowadays.
Oh yeah,
my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we will get there.
It's really.
Oh, I'm so excited.
The Entertainment Studios like logo is like the cheapest look. Like I could have made it.
Happy Fun Time Movie Hour.
I know,
and it's like
I was like, what the fuck is? Who came up with this god awful studio name?
And it's nothing derogatory about the movie we saw. It's just it's a weird.
It's a conglomeration of
so
words.
When you worked at Blockbuster, and then it was like straight to video movies, is a lot like that. Like.
Yeah, I mean,
those logos.
It's an awful logo. It's an awful, forgettable name. Like,
what is? It's like a Charlie Band company.
Entertainment Hollywood Fun Time Theater Company. Like, what is it? And especially, what a terrible way. And I'm going to transition us into another piece of news here. But what a terrible way to like get me into the mood to watch Hostels, but to put that logo right before you show me the trailer for the Hurricane Heist, and then show me the logo again to remind me that the movie I'm about to watch is made by the same people who made the Hurricane Heist.
When you watch that,
dear Lord,
did you think it was a fake movie?
I might be more excited for that movie than anything else right now.
Hey, I want to see it because it looks so fucking stupid.
Holy
because
shit.
They even use like the Fast and Furious like font.
Yes, to be like from a guy related to Fast and Furious.
And Maggie Grace.
Oh my god.
And then when the car like sticks like pistons in the ground.
Oh.
Is there a spoiler in the movie where they say like watch $80 billion evaporate in seconds, and then they just show the money get sucked up by the hurricane, and I'm like, well, that's the end of the movie, guys.
And I'm no scientist, but I don't think hurricanes' winds can ever get to 600 miles an hour.
I'm also pretty sure they just use the same shot of the hurricane multiple times in that trailer. Like, they just keep cutting to, like, it doesn't even look like a hurricane. It kind of looks like the F5 from Twister, but gray. Like, it just sits there and thinks about killing you. It was not actually scary looking or looked like a storm.
I think it opens this same day as
something that's gonna fail.
It's a big movie. What's the first week of March? There's a big movie. Oh, Wrinkle in Time.
Wrinkle in Time.
Oh yes, this movie will definitely beat Wrinkle in Time.
Guys, the audience is gonna make it rain at the box office.
I'll tell you. Oh, fuck off!
I love that tagline.
I hate
Make it
you.
rain. Oh,
Make
it's so
it
beautiful.
rain. Oh man.
Brad, you're right. Double fisting it tonight.
If the end of this movie is that like the money gets sucked up by the hurricane and then gets redistributed to all the poor people whose houses have been destroyed, I will put this on my top 10.
It's happening.
I will tell you that.
It's happening.
We looked up the company after the movie, and it turns out they have $1 billion in assets. They're a 23-year-old company that primarily was in cable television.
Good for them.
And so, like, this is the list of their films, and as I went down their list, he kept going, fuck off, fuck off. It was 47 Meters Down, Friend Request, Hostiles, the Hurricane Heist, something else, and then on their slate for 2019, 48 Meters Down.
Oh my god!
It's literally called that. It's
yes.
one more meter.
Which spoilers for the second worst film of last year.
So it's 3 feet farther.
Spoilers. No. It's just one. Oh yeah. Right. Yes. Yeah. Well, 3 feet.
Nobody knows
a little more.
3
what
feet
is happening in
and a
this
bit.
extra 3 feet.
Yeah.
What
terrors?
Everyone dies at the end of that movie.
What?
After the movie insults you. So spoilers for 47 Meters Down, but like. You know, Mandy Moore gets trapped in this cage at the bottom of the ocean, and there's all these sharks and shit, and she's trying to figure out how to escape, and she does, and every now and then she does something, you're like, that seems implausible, and then, at the end, she's still in the cage. She's out of oxygen, and her brain is running out of oxygen, and she's going crazy, and she dies.
No, 48 meters down, and she digs a hole in the ocean bottom
to get out from the cage.
Out.
Yes,
and
actually, her leg is trapped under the cage.
Yeah,
so that would have worked. Yeah, if she had just dug a meter, she could have gotten
copyright
her leg
Real
out.
Nerds podcast.
Oh my goodness! So it's just a 10-minute long film. That's a how 47 Meters Down should have ended video.
Did you see the trailer for Deep Blue Sea 2?
No, my God, no.
Yeah, that exists, and so.
Guys, shark movies are coming back. So I'm so excited.
There's this part where the opening is these people are in the water and there's like 5 or 6 dorsal fins come out.
Great.
And they're coming after him, and then this guy like holds out this remote and goes beep beep, and they all swim away. That he's able to modify them and make them intelligent by clicking something, and they swim away.
God, that's great.
But it goes wrong.
Oh no.
Yep.
The batteries run out on the clicker. Oh no!
Ooh, is there a Jurassic World type scene where he's on a jet ski and the sharks come up next to him and they're swimming in formation next to his jet ski?
I think there is. Actually.
Oh my God!
I'm not even joking. I don't remember. You have to look it up, but it is coming out later this year on Blu-ray.
Own it.
I think Deep Blue Sea is a fun movie.
Yeah.
Deepest, bluest.
I mean, it's bad.
It is bad.
Yeah.
Because its head's like a shark fin.
Blue. Oh man! All right. Well, we need some news that will make Brad happy because he's been left out. Black Dynamite is coming back, everybody.
Yeah.
They are making a sequel to Black Dynamite.
One of my favorite lines in any movie ever is like, "I threw that shit from the other room." I love that movie.
Did you ever watch the animated series?
Oh yeah.
I love the one where he's playing Black Santa. He's like, I did that before I came back from the moon.
Nice.
Just everything. Those movies just speak to me because I love stupid movies.
It's so good.
When he meets those kids on the street and the kids are like, "Are you my daddy?" It's just funny.
Yeah.
I love spoof movies, and that's one of the best ones that's come out in a long time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When he's doing karate and just breaking everything.
Yeah. Or he's talking to his mom, and then the boom mic like falls into the. He's like looking up at it.
I haven't seen that movie in a while. I should watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Brad, also the guy who wrote the original RoboCop, said that he's working on a script for a sequel to RoboCop that's really a sequel to RoboCop that'll just like retcon everything and be like, "No, man, this is the real vision."
RoboCop 2 was pretty good. Like I watched it again recently because Scream Factory put out one.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as bad as I remember it.
I consider that a faithful sequel. It was weird that what's his name kind of took control of that franchise.
Frank
Miller, yeah. Like he wrote a bunch of comics for it.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote 2 and 3, but just only directed the second one. So, yeah, it was interesting to see what Ed Neumeyer's got.
I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm always down for
as long as it's old RoboCop being activated out of I don't know wherever they're housing him, and then he has to adjust to the modern world. Don't modernize him.
Oh my God, make it exactly like Blast from the Past.
Exactly like it.
Yeah, well, I mean mostly like it's
Christopher Walken's
Brendan
in
Fraser in RoboCop.
He's
suit.
alive.
That's
Well, I mean, he's an alcoholic.
I wonder if
Is
they.
he? No.
Well, I don't know that that's true. He just looks like he is one.
Oh.
I wonder if
Going
they
through a
would.
bad divorce.
He's got that Val Kilmer neck going on, you know?
I wonder if they would bring Pierre Willer back to play him because all he needs is his chin.
Yeah, well, and he looks pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
for being 30 years older, I think
you could argue that
oh.
his organic parts do age.
Yeah,
Just get Henry Cavill's chin from the last Superman movie and have
that
him
dude
play
is
it.
handsome.
The
Yeah.
flesh is aged, but the gun is loaded.
Well, I mean, you just use the CG. You don't even need to cast the guy.
Did you guys see the footage of Tom Cruise breaking his ankle?
Yep.
Oh my God, it's so bad. That was on my list as well.
I love that he continues the shot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like he gets up and hobbles off.
Did you
as if
read
he's
his
thinking,
interview
like,
with it?
That could be funny.
It's cool if you the Graham Norton show is pretty fun if it has the cool guests on it.
That was really good.
And he talks about he's like, well, we had to get the shot.
Yeah.
Okay, got it, Tom.
I will say I was a little disappointed when I saw the photo of one of the big stunts from this movie where he's hanging off the side of a helicopter.
I know.
And I was like, it's gonna be cool, but I also know man, you did that shit in the last one.
Yeah.
This is just
Off the side of a
now,
helicopter.
if the helicopter goes upside down, that would be crazy.
Well, you know that they write those movies based on what stunt he thinks is the craziest.
Right. Yeah.
That's how they wrote the last one. He's like, I've never hung off the side of a plane before.
He should have landed on the propellers and then followed ran along each propeller and kept up with it. Yeah, that'd be badass.
I love Tom Cruise.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. What's funny is that then, of course, he hurts himself on basically a Jason Bourne stunt.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, isn't that
jumping
crazy?
from one roof to another. Yeah. Well, but when you see the footage, that's exactly how you hurt yourself. That's exactly what you do.
Well, he also said in the interview that he was supposed to fall short,
Right.
but he just put his foot in the wrong spot.
Yeah. He basically tried to probably in the jump, he became slightly afraid and tried to desperately catch himself.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you put your foot on the wall, that's how you're going to fuck
Or suddenly
up.
picture Jackie Chan jumping onto that hovercraft.
Oh, yeah, because
Broke
that
his
one
ankle.
doesn't look that bad when you see it, but he broke his leg doing it, and it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Where he does the craziest fucking shit.
Right.
Actually, more realistically, he should parachute out of a larger plane into a helicopter that someone has turned on its side as it's going down, and he rights the ship.
Well, see, it's only a picture, too. So, I mean, the helicopter could be, hovering over mountains, and he's just running alongside of it and jumps on it.
It
man.
I bet it'll be insane. It's just it's almost the same shot even from the last one where I'm like, you could literally take him from the last movie and Photoshop him on the side of the helicopter, and people have probably done that already. But I was gonna say that's probably when you do hurt yourself too, because those are the action scenes where people aren't as afraid you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
The one where you're strapped to the side of a plane is the one where they have made sure. There is the biggest marshmallow on the ground underneath that plane.
I'd fall on
making sure
purpose.
you're okay. Yeah, whereas the one where you're on wires and you're jumping 15 feet from one building to another, they know it's dangerous, but they're like, you'll be all right.
I love watching Tom Cruise in interviews, though.
You might get winded.
I think he's really
he was great.
fun to watch.
Yeah, that was a really
listen
good one.
to.
He's a charming fella.
Yeah. Let's see. News. Steven Spielberg is saying he wants to make West Side Story and he's starting to cast it, but he still swears his next movie is Indiana Jones 5.
My guess is he's going to film West Side Story then Indy.
He keeps saying that 5 is first. I don't know that I want 5 to be first unless I want Lawrence Kasdan or somebody to come out and be like, guys, I have the best idea.
Well, they're going to start filming it in 2019 because it comes out May 2020, I think.
No.
That's what they're shooting for.
Harrison Ford's not getting any younger.
It's all right. He still looks great.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll show up for a minute and then they'll get...
They should just do Frank Darabont's story.
What was Frank Darabont's story?
It was a supernatural ghost one. And I was like, that sounds ridiculous. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. The Ark of the Covenant shot ghosts out of it at the Nazis. So not that
not that far-fetched.
Yeah. Just following up on the Cloverfield thing, we still don't really know what's going on with that Cloverfield movie, but maybe it'll come to Netflix. I don't know. And then Duke Nukem. That's all the news.
Time to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
John Cena says he's going to play Duke Nukem.
All right.
I'll
He's
believe
funny.
it when I see it. Yeah, this could work. I want to see what version of... I hope they get somebody to write Duke Nukem that Duke Nukem fans hate. Like, I want whoever the writer is to not give a
Duke
shit
Nukem
about
forever.
Duke Nukem fans, so that way they can make a good movie.
Diablo Cody.
No one yes, I want Diablo Cody to write the Duke Nukem movie, so that way it's actually like maybe funny and not whatever. Like, if it's basically fucking Postal but with John Cena, I will be disappointed. Which is what actual Duke Nukem deserves. Like, if it starts with a shot of poop in a toilet, then I'm not on board.
Isn't Duke Nukem more like Doom but with strip clubs?
No, because it's worse than that. Like, literally, Duke Nukem Forever starts with him peeing into a urinal. Like, the beginning of the game is just like you.
But yeah, the concept is like Doom, but the dude is basically Arnold Schwarzenegger
Yeah. In other sad
in a
news,
strip club.
Ryan Reynolds is maybe making a remake of Clue. This shouldn't happen. I don't want to see this. But
Maybe
I'll
he's
see it
just a
anyway.
singing telegram.
Oh. Everybody should go watch Clue.
Well, he's thank you. I think he's busy right now filming Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
So is he Pikachu or is he like his human companion?
I hope he's.
I heard he's actually the voice of Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
what people are freaking out about.
Answer. So is Pikachu like the CGI character in a real world, or is it all a cartoon?
I don't know.
CGI character in the real world. Because that's what the game is in Japan.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
Like I just haven't seen anything on it. But so they're gonna get Ryan Reynolds and pay him millions of dollars to go Pikachu.
Well, he's actually gonna have dialogue. Like that's the weird part is Pikachu, who's normally known as just saying Pika, is going to be talking like you and I.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
All right.
Well, I think sometimes he says detective.
Dick. Dick. Detective. Yep. It'd be sweet if it was rated R and it was like CSI crimes, with like brains blown out. Then I'd buy a ticket tomorrow.
You can kiss my Pika ass.
There's like
2 days till retirement.
There's like sad and annoying news too, but I don't give a shit about it. Brad, what do you have? You have things you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I have one thing. Nintendo
Great.
is getting into the cardboard game.
Oh yeah.
I think it's weird.
Yeah,
No,
that shit is dope.
Yeah, I was like, man, if I was 6 or 7 years old, this would be awesome right now. But yeah.
The good thing is you are.
So, do you know what it is?
No, but like, so wait, they're making a cardboard game, like a board game.
They're making games that when you connect the Switch to like the cardboard is an apparatus that holds the
Parts of the Switch, if not all of it.
Oh.
So like you buy a kit and then you punch out all the cardboard parts and you assemble them. Like the main thing they show is this piano. So you take all the cardboard, the flat cardboard out, build it into the piano shape that you get. You put the Switch into in front of the keys, and you can play the keys. And the way they connect to the Switch controllers, they'll play the controllers. And then there's other ones where like there's robot games. So you build a giant backpack with some pulleys for the fists.
It uses like rubber bands as
and they pull on the controllers, and they're in the backpack and stuff. And
that sounds nifty.
Yeah.
I got like when I first saw it, I was like, oh sweet, we're gonna be able to like make our own cardboard stuff like with our imaginations and like build it into Switch. But it's really whatever they make, you get to put together. And
Well, but I think there is like it is open source, so that if you want to, if you want to build one if you want to build the robot out of your own parts, you can and still play the game. It's the kits that they're selling.
yeah, you don't need to buy the kits, I guess. But,
yeah.
But you also can't like make your own games.
True, but yeah, it's a first thing. It might turn into more.
I saw a lot of people be like, "Oh, my kids are gonna ruin this in like 5 minutes." I'm like, "Well, it's not for your kids." Like,
well, it does come with tape.
It's for like Lego builders and Kinect builders, like.
Yeah.
But for Nintendo,
they do specifically say like
always innovating.
You should tape it together. Yeah. It's cool. It's called Nintendo Labo. It's crazy.
And fuck freaking Breath of Wild. That game's so great, but like I'd just be running around. I'm like, man, I've been running around for like an hour doing nothing. I'm like, I literally ran around chasing this fox for like 20 minutes, like throwing just sticks at it. Like, I want to kill this motherfucker, but I don't want to waste my arrows.
Have you beat Odyssey yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many stars? How many moons did you get to?
I still play. I still pick it up. I have like 600 and something.
Yeah, me too. I'm pretty much done because once I got over 600, I was like, oh shit, I've hit everything.
Yeah, well, I know there's 899 of them.
Yeah, I know,
but I also
some of them are the ones that I really hate getting.
Yeah, and I haven't bought the like where you can buy 100 of them or 10 of them.
Yeah.
all at once. I haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, I'll
yeah.
still pick it up and just fuck around.
You bought the individual ones because there's a trophy for that.
Yeah, so I bought the individual ones,
Right.
but I didn't. When you go back and it's like,
Yeah, you can buy
up to
10 at
10.
a time. Yeah.
I haven't done those ones yet, but
Yeah, I did it once or twice because I was like right at the edge. I was out of content and I was right at the edge of either 400 or 500 where it unlocks the darker dark side.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just need more to play.
that fucking Dark Side of the Moon. Fuck that level.
Dude, the darker side of the moon. Yeah, that one is fucking insane. The one where it never has checkpoints.
Yep.
You're like, oh my god, this is the worst.
Have you guys done the snowball bowling for rupees?
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, I've.
It's a fast way to do it.
Sorry. I was thinking of the thing in. You're talking about the thing in Odyssey where you do the.
No, I thought
For
you guys were on
rupees.
Breath of the Wild.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Breath of the Wild, I've only gotten like the first 4 spirit orbs, and I've played it for like 12 hours because I'll get distracted. I'm like the worst at it because the world's so big.
Yeah.
And you just keep going. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hang glide from here. Woo wee! And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to crash, and I'm like over edge. But yeah, that game's great.
Cool.
Switch is an awesome system.
Yeah. I might buy Doom for it just cause.
Yeah, me too.
Oh no, I did buy it. It was on sale yesterday, so I bought it. So I'm gonna play
I got
that on
Samurai
playing
Showdown.
mode. Oh, yeah.
I haven't played that in the arcades.
How much was it on sale for?
41.
Fuck.
Yes, it might still be. It was last night. I'm sure it still is.
Download?
Yeah.
I want the case.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah, it is.
It's still $60 at Best Buy because I saw it yesterday.
It'll
'Cause
go
I've
down.
been- I've
It's a
been keeping
third-party
an eye on it.
game.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, I think that's news. I mean, unless also Casey Affleck not at the Oscars. Also, some people don't like 3 Billboards in Ebbing because racism, but I think those people are wrong. So
Did you read the full article?
yeah, well, I've heard the arguments a few times because Movies with Mikey finally did his top 5, and when he put it in there, he was like, I know there's like backlash, but I want to talk about the parts of this movie I like.
It seems like I understand where they're coming from. I also understand that that's not how I see the film because I'm not looking at it from a political standpoint. I'm looking at it from here's a story about grief and loss.
Yeah,
and frankly, like
it is an ignorant reading of the film,
and
I will go that's as much as I can say.
And also, I'm just gonna point out, like, dude, like this is an outsider's view of America, so it's not going to be the picture perfect world you want it to be.
Yeah.
That being said, like the points are valid. It's just I don't give a shit.
You don't like America, you can get out.
No,
it's
just and they're saying like it's a drama. Like no, it's a fucking black comedy. Get over it. Like I'm sorry, I know you want things to be legit. It's the same thing with fucking Get Out. Like Get Out is not just a thriller. It's not a comedy, and it's whatever it is. It's a fucking horror movie. Deal with it. Like you nominated a horror movie for Best Picture. You nominated a black comedy for Best Picture.
I just like that Logan got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah.
That means that comic books have been adapted.
Yep.
That's true.
But yeah, so
and that's a good one because it's really an adaptation of sort of a story.
Hopefully it won't win, but hopefully it will.
But yeah, so like I don't know, like it's a weird situation. I like the movie still, so I'm not gonna like listen to a critic and be like, oh shit, I shouldn't like this movie anymore.
Yeah, I think it's an incorrect and to such an extent ignorant reading of the film. That's how I feel. I disagree with all my heart.
I have no idea what's going on right
now. People think that movie allows room for the redemption of extremely racist and intolerant people, and I think that's an incorrect reading of the film.
Yeah,
I don't think that I don't think that at the end. Oh shit! You haven't seen it yet?
No.
What? I thought you saw it.
Nope.
Oh man, you gotta go see that movie.
Maybe I'll see when I leave here because my kid's at my mom's house. My wife's gonna be picking him up on the way
Hell
home.
yeah, dog! Go see 3 Billboards.
Maybe I'll swing by. I was thinking that.
Well, anyway, then I definitely don't want to finish what I was gonna say because I don't want to spoil it.
Anybody can read the film how they want to. That's what it is. Like that's it's interpretive, as Ryan is apt to say. But if you're gonna like push on it, like, oh well, then that's why it shouldn't be nominated for an Oscar. Like, okay, fine. Then I think Lady Bird is blah blah blah, so it shouldn't be nominated for an Oscar. So like. Art's interpretive. Get over it. Like Twitter, woke Twitter is both good and bad right now.
Sure.
Because it sometimes it gets its priorities crossed.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm just excited because Get Out was nominated for 4.
I remember when Twitter was nothing, and they were on the Colbert Report trying to explain to Stephen Colbert what Twitter was, and he said it was the stupidest thing he's ever heard of.
It still is.
Speaking of the Oscars, the Nerdies will return When?
That's right.
I was actually going to send you my list
March 2nd. Around there.
Yeah.
When are the Oscars?
March 5th.
There.
So,
there-
March
good-
2nd.
the
What
man.
a poll.
Wow. All right. Yeah.
And we're going to have, like, who's the hottest hunk and...
Mm-hmm. Who's the dreamiest
who's the
actor?
dreamiest actor?
Who said the word fuck the most? And I don't know.
I know, we'll think of something.
I think that one's objective.
Which movie from last year should be the plot for Paddington 3?
That's maybe my favorite one yet.
Yeah. What's the best made-up Real Nerds movie from the past
Oh,
year?
that's good. Oh, we'd have to go back and listen.
Yeah.
That's rough. I don't know if I want to do that.
I'll do it. Like at work, I go through about 3 or 4 episodes.
Listeners, we're open to ideas for categories, so send them in to realnerds@gmail.com, or you can tweet us at realnerds, or you can, like us on Facebook and leave a comment there.
Yeah.
And we don't want your traditional categories like best actor, best director. Or
Well, let me rephrase that from Brad. While we appreciate if you send us who's the best actor, we're looking for something a little more funny and a little more fun.
Yeah.
Not snarky.
Yeah, not like the Razzies where it's, worst time travel plot movie or worst pairing
and
of...
it should be open to having multiple entries, right? It can't be like worst Star Wars sequel.
Yeah.
Worst movie starring 3 out of the 5 members from Party of 5. Like, I'd love that category.
Best movie my mom shouldn't see.
I like that one.
She texted me the other day asking whether or not she should go see the Backside of Water, and I was like, yeah, it's beautiful and sweet, but I wouldn't watch it with you.
Shape of Water, not Backside.
Shape of Water.
Backside.
Yeah, sorry, not
Backside
Backside
Water's
Water.
a podcast.
Sorry, yes, Shape of Water. Backside of Water also good. Would watch with my mom.
You wouldn't recommend Shape of Water to your mother?
I said
is it because it's about Amphibian Dick? Is it because of Amphibian Dick?
Well, spoilers. Now she knows. No, I said I do think she should see it because I think it's really beautiful and sweet. I also wouldn't watch it with her.
Yeah.
I don't want to sit next to my mom while I watch, I don't know, the first 3 minutes of that film.
Do you think after they were done doing it, there's like a bunch of fish eggs in the tub?
Oh, podcast over.
Well, Carol, if you want someone to go with you, I'll put my arm around you while,
Hey,
during the first 3 minutes of that movie.
Hey. Fucking fights you, man.
I'm just saying I would sit next to your mother for that movie.
You did not say sit next to. I see your eyes. I hear the tone of your voice.
For those listening at home, I just did my arm across.
Did you
and tapped her on the shoulder like it's okay.
You'll do the 17-year-old like, oh, I gotta stretch. Oh man, I work so hard all day.
Don't do it, Brad. Don't do it.
Oh, and then rest.
I know what you're thinking. Don't do it.
Okay, only because you said it.
Anyway, Brian, what's next? We're still on news.
I know. We also buy Blu-rays sometimes.
Yes,
Are we going to buy any this week? I don't know. James is going to tell us.
DVD releases and Blu-rays. Yeah, there's only like 2 real movies this week. So Professor Marston and the Wonder Woman is out on Blu-ray this week, which I
got good
missed.
notices.
Yeah. As well as Last Flag Flying, which I really wanted to see, and it just sort of came and went so fast that I
think
missed
it's
it.
Prime, isn't it?
It might be. It's now on Blu-ray, which is more important for
then
this
that means
segment.
it'll be on Prime soon.
Yeah. You can order it on Prime. So that's the Richard Linklater adaptation of the book where Steve Carell is sad. And then Boo 2, A Medea Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
2, or again, they should have made it Boo 2, A Medea Halloween. Or like...
hell no.
Another Medea
I could be
Halloween.
in a Tyler Perry movie.
Yeah, you could. Well...
I'm going to beat you upside the head, you monsters.
Praise the Lord.
Wasn't that in the trailer? Like she was throwing something at like zombies or something?
Yeah, probably. I can mean to see that first one.
Her purse at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As much as I don't... I'd be willing to watch that first one. I still love the fuck out of that trailer because it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I thought the first trailer was good.
I love the tagline. Boo, bitches.
The Pink Panther Cartoon Collection Volume 1 is out from Kino. So if you want to get the
one.
Pink Panther cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're just into some crazy shit.
I'm getting Gothic from Vestron.
Yeah, it's
okay.
the new Vestron.
That one was on there. Shit.
That's a weird movie.
Y'all are going out of order here. Okay, yeah, Gothic from Vestron.
See, I could
What
never.
is Gothic from Vestron?
It's this weird. It's kind of like a Frankenstein. I haven't seen it in years. I don't remember. I just remember it's like some like goblin midget on the cover, like over some naked chick.
Hack-O-Lantern is out from Massacre Video this week.
I feel like we've talked about Hack-O-Lantern before.
We may have. This is a crazy woman with a pole, and she's got a head in her hands, but it doesn't have like a neck. Like it. What's terrible about this shot is that you can see it's a fake head because we're literally looking at the plaster neck of the head.
I love that cover.
Yeah,
Reminds me
that's
of like a video cover from like from a blockbuster.
So Vinegar Syndrome, for some reason, what's the one we talked about last week? Lucifer's Women is still on the list this week, so I don't know if it got delayed. But Vinegar Syndrome is also putting out Penitentiary, The Reason to Get Out, The Only Way Out, 100 Fools in the Way. I think this is just a movie where a boxer punches some bars for an hour and a half.
It doesn't even look like he's interested in punching them.
Doesn't look like the normal head for that body.
No. It looks like this film was made with O.J. Simpson in the lead, and then they photoshopped someone else's head onto it. I'm not even kidding.
Like, we can't have O.J. Simpson running around murdering people.
Oh, shit. For the 15th time in a row, Arrow is releasing The Reanimator this week. They've released this a number of times.
Well, that's
already.
a cool cover.
What they do is, to help people understand, is they release a limited edition and like a super rare limited edition, and then after all those ones have sold, then they just release a single disc version of it. So like I have the Reanimator that's like the deluxe edition, and it comes with like 3 discs and 98-page comic and essays. Then the other one it comes with like 2 discs, and that one I think is probably just the standard one.
Well, that's cool.
That's the one you switched
That makes
out
more
for
sense.
the old one, right?
Yeah.
That one I have that you gave me still has a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, it's still actually it's still a really good Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So this next one from Arrow, I have no idea what genre this is. It's The Witches. Look at the guy's haircuts on the left. Just look at
Looks like Martin Van Buren.
Right, one of them's literally a clown. And then you've got this handsome motherfucker over here. Like
he's like, I'm in the
It's
Coliseum.
like Larry from the Three Stooges.
Yeah, and then it's very
Actually, it looks
bizarre.
like
and they're
the
all,
dude from Roger Rabbit.
They're all Italian. So I assume it's some kind of Italian film.
It's got Visconti.
I think that's safe. All right. This says from Lion. No, it's Lionsgate. Oh, but it's a Vestron release of Class of 1999. Which is the most
that's you, Ryan.
1990s cover it could be, because it's like this metal skull with the reflection of some punk kids
Like
on it.
Destro
I like
skull.
that. Wait, I like that tagline: "The ultimate teaching machine, out of control."
So above it is a government experiment finally makes school safe for everyone except the students. Nice. It's a robot principal, man. Oh, did you know? I didn't notice this till now. Did you see the skull is wearing a suit? See down there? There's a little bit of a suit.
Here's a little trivia. It's a pseudo sequel to Pseudo.
It's not quite leather.
Yeah, it's suede. It's a suede pseudo sequel to Class of 1984, which you can get on Scream Factory.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's the one you were telling me about where the guy died right after production, or
No, that's which one is it?
another high school one, like a high.
Yeah, it's fuck, I don't remember.
Anyway, but Class of 1984. That sounds cool.
Oh, it's Slaughter High. That's that
Slaughter
one.
High. That's one.
Okay. And for the very last one, from a studio called Five Loose Women, comes a Vinegar Syndrome release. The tagline here is "No prison bars could hold them," and the title is "Fugitive Girls."
I'm buying
shit,
it.
son!
I am so buying
This
that
is
movie.
definitely one people have to look up the cover for. This is difficult to describe. There's two.
Why is the eye so long?
There's two. Yeah. There's two ladies. Well, I think it becomes it doesn't even become a bar. There's two ladies wrestling each other. One of them in some white pants, and the other one in a bikini. They're both.
Both have big boobs.
They're both like Dennis from It's Always Sunny level of misshapen. if you take my drift there. I think they're getting chased by dogs at one point. One lady is like karate kicking, I think, a pole. There's also just a granary in the background, with some grain elevators, and some motorcycle men driving very aggressively up a very steep incline.
Who knows where they're gonna land?
Yeah, so that's pretty good. That lady's got a gun. Oh, the bikini lady. The bikini lady has shackles on, guys. She's been locked up. Did they Is there a scene in this movie where they're all on like a chain gang, like breaking rocks on the side of the road, but they're all in bikinis?
This is like a title that sounds so familiar, but I've never seen this movie. So
where do you find that at? I looked it up on Amazon. It just gives me the poster.
It's on Blu-ray.com.
Mm-hmm.
I can pre-order it right
oh, there
here.
it is.
Yeah.
How much is the pre-order?
$23.22.
That's not bad.
So that's 30%.
Shoot.
Yeah. Not all of us should buy this.
Though, because it's only 13.
I think if all three of us buy this, we'll own 80% of the company that made it. And I can't have 5 loose women on my resume.
Oh my god! Real Nerds presents at the Alamo, Fugitive Girls.
Yeah.
Done.
That's pretty great. 1974, Fugitive Girls. Sheesh.
Who's in the cast? Anyone we might even remotely be aware of?
So yeah, it's why it is because Fugitive Girls is a separate title. It's actually 5 Loose Women is the real title.
Oh really?
Yeah, I just looked it up on IMDb.
On Blu-ray.com they put that where the thing is. Oh,
okay. Don't worry. I'll explain it to you.
Oh, because I have the. Oh yeah, go ahead.
5 inmates break out of a women's prison. 4 of them are hardened convicts, but one is a girl who was convicted of a crime she didn't commit.
Oh shit.
As the authorities chase them down, the cons terrorize or kill anyone who gets in their way.
The other one, get some coffee as a sandwich. 5 loose women, 4 aggressively loose women. Anyway, that is Blu-rays this week. Unless I missed some kind of
Ed Wood is in it.
Digital bit. What the fuck? I'm buying this movie.
He's credited as Pop, and he also plays the sheriff, and his voice can be heard as one of the witnesses outside the liquor store.
Oh, that's where they found him when they cast him in the movie, isn't it?
Yes.
You did miss Cyborg from Shout Factory.
Oh, they delayed that.
Oh, it's delayed?
Yeah.
See? Blu-ray.com.
Till April, because I guess they ran into some sort of problems that they're not saying right now.
That the movie sucks? Probably, yeah. No amount of special features will save it.
But, well, I pre-ordered it because it's so batshit stupid, but...
Yeah, I think I might have to get it.
This isn't the only one they back-ordered, though. Like,
well, the rumor is, and I mean, because I just follow Scream Factory stuff online, is Van Damme is being an asshole.
Oh.
Impossible. Who would do that?
These are lies.
But that could also be just a bad rumor because they use his likeness in the new commissioned artwork.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he has to know what's coming out. Why does it care?
There's on the Movie Crypt podcast, the 2 guys who are like heading that told a story about how the Death Becomes Her release was a challenge because someone didn't like their appearance on it, and they won't say who.
Bruce Willis.
Well, they could always.
Ryan, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
They could always Photoshop his headshot from 1994 onto the cover, the way they do with all his new direct-to-DVD releases.
Well, they just use the original movie poster, and then the reverse is like the other one with like just the bottle of potion. That's actually a pretty fun movie.
Good news, guys. My copy of Fugitive Girls is on its way.
Did you really order it?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, and because I used Amazon Smile, a small portion of my purchase went to charity.
Oh,
you're welcome, Mom.
Oh, well, now I'll just have to borrow it from you.
She's gonna send me a check from her company for like a half a cent, and be like, "I don't want your dirty money." That's how she sounds.
Did you get it because I sold you on the Ed Wood was in it?
Yes.
James,
I literally was
James
looking
had
at
this
it.
movie with busty women on the cover, but the money went to starving children.
No, it's literally, if anybody says like Brooks will see it in my collection or something, like, what the fuck is this? And then, oh wait, I have to show you something. Hold on.
Okay. Well, while James is doing that, we also have a segment called What We've Been Watching.
So, yeah, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I'm going to pet nothing. So I got this petting from, I don't know if you ever saw Conan O'Brien when he was like the late show with Conan O'Brien.
Like the early years, yeah.
And he had a segment called Guess We'll Never Have Back, and the graphic would always come on. He'd always pet it. So that's what I do in what we've been watching. I'm petting nothing. And it's even more worthless because no one can see what I'm doing.
Okay, my future mother-in-law got me this DVD. She put it in my Christmas gift. This movie's called Violated. It actually says adult Frank. Yeah, shocking. Oh, there you go, Ryan.
I'm just going to look at it real fast.
Yeah, by all means.
I'm gonna see
read that cover.
Sinister Cinema. The name does not imply just horror and science fiction. Oh, wait, this isn't a description of the movie. It's like a description of the people that put it out.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. I could not stop laughing. I was like, what world am I living in? That you gave me like a weird... It doesn't even look like sexploitation. It looks like a weird BDSM movie.
Might be a sex education film from the late 40s.
The DVD doesn't even have the name of the... like it has it in the bottom, Violated. But
James, I think this might be actually a snuff film.
Yeah. She buys a lot of things at like thrift stores. This might be some kind of...
This looks extremely suspicious.
8mm style. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
well,
it's really
next week. James will let us know about Violated.
No.
What's in there is really the movie vacancy from the camera's point of view, and not the filmmakers. So you get to see Luke Wilson die in that one.
Oh,
yes.
Great. What segment are we on? Sorry.
What we've been watching.
Oh,
Brad,
cool.
what'd you watch this week?
Oh, so many things. So strap in. First, I watched The Polka King with Jack Black.
Oh, man.
On Netflix. It's okay. I didn't know that it was a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a corresponding documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I didn't watch that yet. I just thought it was going to be some wacky comedy with Jack Black, and no, it's kind of a straightforward. Here's all this shitty stuff that this entrepreneur did to these people, and it kind of plays out in chronological order. There's nothing too hilarious. It's just him as this.
You've got to be the Polka King, reach up and grab
singing
it
like
from...
that. In between his different scams of, just getting all these small town investors to just give him money, and then he does crazy stuff like arrange a meeting with the Pope for their money, and then somehow he actually does it, and it's insane. And yeah, it wasn't until after the movie's over.
Watch me as I shimmy for the Pope. I'm going to dance in the Sistine Chapel, and everyone's going to say, "Is this guy from Satan?" That's my Jack Black. I know pretty good.
Oh, we know.
Pretty good.
We picked up on it.
And at the end, they show like photographs of the real guy. And it's like, oh wow, this is a real thing. That sucks.
Oh.
So yeah, I might try and catch the documentary at some point. I feel like Netflix. That's the deal now. Is they want to make a documentary of something, but they'll also like, okay, we'll make the documentary, but you also have to make the dramatized version to go along with it, and we'll release them separately.
Like Glow and Glow.
Yeah.
But he did the opposite though with the National Lampoon thing. So, because that documentary came out first.
Speaking of which,
I did not watch that.
Oh, okay.
I watched Little Monsters.
Put a pin in it.
Which
the
is
Fred
that
Savage movie?
Yeah.
Really?
I'd never seen it before.
The movie's
cool.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It takes like 30 minutes, maybe an hour, to get to Howie Mandel, which creature makeup is weird, whatever.
Always good when it's like, my goal is to get to Howie Mandel.
Well,
I'm really hoping the movie will pick up then.
Like, he's on the movie poster and stuff, like that's the sell of the movie.
Oh,
and
I
then
know.
so you're just watching Fred Savage and his little brother like try to tell their parents that there's a monster that's harassing them, but they obviously don't believe him. And then Howie Mandel's monster character is pretty like for a kids movie. Like, he's making all these sex jokes and like saying shit. I was like, whoa.
It's like one of the biggest flops of all time, too, isn't it?
I don't remember being a flop.
I'm
I
pretty
remember
sure.
like the kids around me enjoying it. But I was like, wow, this is not the movie I expected at all. I was like, oh, Daniel Stern's in other movies besides Home Alone. Yeah, so that was like, I don't think I really finished watching it. I'm not sure.
Well, to go ahead and put on, that's one of the biggest fossil times. Its domestic gross was $793,000.
Oof. Wow.
What was the budget?
Do you have the budget?
It says NA.
Oh.
That's probably too far
I
back.
bet it was more than that.
I mean, back in those days, you didn't have a real movie unless it was at least $3 million
to make the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't watch that.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. Then I also watched a Russian documentary called The Road Movie.
Okay.
Oh, the one at the Sea Center?
Yeah.
What is it?
Its budget was $7 million.
Oof.
Yeah.
10%.
Little Monsters, not The Road Movie.
Hey, this was financed by Vestron Pictures. Maybe that's why Vestron doesn't exist anymore.
None of those people exist anymore.
Yeah, it's just a movie about this monster making mischief, and Fred Savage is on board for a little while, but then when it gets like really kind of gets nasty, he turns on the monster, and then they kind of not really sure what the real point of it is. Like, it's pretty obvious that you shouldn't pick on people, even if you're a monster. Anyway, back to The Road Movie. The Road Movie is, I went in thinking that it was all these crazy clips of Russian dash cam footage. And watching it almost feels like a student film, a student experiment, an assignment for class of editing a bunch of YouTube clips together. It wasn't even an hour and a half. I think it was only an hour long. And I really could have just stayed at home and watched YouTube videos.
So there's not even. Is there like a voiceover saying like
No.
in Russia?
No, it's literally just
Camera
YouTube
drives
clips,
you.
and they're also like weirdly edited. So sometimes they'll go on longer than the
fun part.
Like a car will crash, and then something will happen, and it'll just kind of like the footage will keep rolling,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, something is going to happen next, and then it just cuts to the next clip, and you're like, oh, so they just didn't tighten up that edit. But I heard some people saying that like, well, that's the style. It's like those long edits are influencing your brain to feel a certain way. I'm just like, no, I think they just sloppily edited it.
It's avant-garde found footage YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of cool things. Like at one point, they're driving through a forest and it's on fire.
That's
and
cool.
It's like purple and orange, and you can barely see the smoke clears, and 2 feet in front of them is another car. And then there's like a fireball that comes out of the sky and crashes into a bunch of apartment buildings. There's some interesting stuff. There's like this head-on collision that you think someone probably died in, but
Is that the fire
see?
clip?
I could just watch this at home.
I literally just found the purple fire clip.
Yeah.
I googled I YouTubed drive-through fire purple, and this was the third one.
So is the
look up tank goes through car wash.
It sounds like The Road Movie isn't really a movie and more like some kind of like. It's like when they would gather clips from old TV shows and package them together and show you in the cinema. Like the shows movie and like stuff like that,
or like Texas's wildest police chases.
Yeah, it's like
Tank goes through rush.
No,
it's like I don't need to see the outtakes from Cops.
Type in Russia.
Projected in 4K.
Like they're all from Russia. Yeah.
Do you think it's an indoctrination tool for?
There's this one where this guy gets off this bus, and he looks like he's a little like wigging out, and then all of a sudden he turns to the dash cam of this car that's in front of him from the crosswalk, and he just starts climbing on the. He starts like pulling on his ear, and he climbs on this woman's like hood and like grabs onto her windshield wipers. And starts like making like these gestures, like he wants to kill her, like cut her in her throat. And she starts driving off as this like, she pulls forward and she's screaming. And then she sees there's a cop car ahead, and this guy just will not get off her, and he's creepy as hell. But he will not get off the hood. And then finally, just as she gets up to the cop car, that guy bails.
I mean, I understand verite style, but if the clips are available on YouTube and that's all that's being shown, like why am I buying the ticket? Like that.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I could have watched this at home.
It's just like, yeah, they're just putting it up on YouTube for free. Like, I mean, it doesn't make your movie any less. I mean, I don't know. Like, just that's a style, but it doesn't sound like that the way you're describing it to me.
It was also like a Denver Film Festival, like best of thing. I'm just like,
well, I'm not gonna put any stock in that.
Yeah, like kudos to like I thought it was gonna be edited in a way that was like, oh, it accumulates to something, but it really just, at one point it's all snow crashes, and then there's another point where it's all rain crashes. And there was a really spooky one where I was just watching it, like he's just driving in the dark, and then I swear, like even me, out of nowhere, this deer just appears. Like,
ooh, those are creepy.
Yeah, like it didn't come out of the ditch; it was just in the road.
Oh, it was like a ghost deer.
Yeah,
ooh,
and it fucked up that car. Yeah, it's pretty harrowing crashes in there, but still, it was just like I don't see where this is building to.
Yeah,
maybe an experimental documentary though. Like maybe it's like the way Henry sometimes described David Lynch, like it's more about how you feel and less about like.
Well, that's what they're saying is like it was edited in a certain way to like provoke a reaction, but I'm just like, I didn't get it.
I feel is like you took $11 to show me YouTube clips. That's how I feel. Like
that's $7 because I'm a DFS member.
Well,
it wasn't a huge loss. I mean, there's some still interesting stuff to watch, but it's like a whole movie. I was just like, I don't know why this exists.
How much is a YouTube Red subscription? Is it more than $7? Just saying.
Let's see. I also watched Free Jack because it's the next How Did This Get Made movie.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently you can't get it anywhere.
Right. Yeah, they did that weird thing where they give you like a Vimeo link.
Yeah, so they gave me a Vimeo link, and then I looked up what the password is because I couldn't figure it out myself, and I feel stupid for not figuring it out because it's so obvious. But Free Jack is a movie from the early 90s with Emilio Estevez and Mick Jagger and Rene Russo and Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, man.
And it is probably a candidate for an MST3K movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. It is bizarre. I wrote a note here. The Scorpions have the end theme song, but like, why wouldn't you have a Rolling Stones song if you have Mick Jagger in your movie? But Emilio Estevez is a race car driver.
Awesome.
Who gets into a horrible, horrible Formula One accident where he ramps off a wall and into like one of those train bridges. Which I don't know why they have like a train bridge over the racetrack, but whatever.
That seems dangerous.
It explodes, but a company
movie not over.
But a company from the future has reached back in time to snatch him out of that wreck just as it explodes to bring him into the future so that his body can be used to insert the consciousness of the like Globo corporate company. The head of that, he's going to use his body to resume his consciousness.
Future Walt Disney wants to put his brain in a dead guy.
Yes.
Okay.
And for some reason,
I'm on
Emilio Estevez is the best candidate for that.
Is Anthony Hopkins future Walt Disney?
He is, but you're not supposed to know that. But I mean, if you cast Anthony Hopkins in the movie,
yeah, I mean that was obvious to me.
Maybe your dreams come true, Clarice.
Jonathan Banks is this other guy at the company who you think is helping Anthony Hopkins, but he's actually trying to prevent Anthony Hopkins from achieving his goal so that he can become
he's like the
CEO.
Bad guy from Tron. Yeah. Just yeah.
And then Mick Jagger is also working for the company trying to collect Emilio Estevez. So anyway, he gets Emilio Estevez wakes up in the middle of the transference and escapes. And so for the rest of the movie, Mick Jagger and Jonathan Banks are trying to track him down.
He wakes up in the middle, not of being transferred into the future, but of having his brain moved over.
Yeah, as soon as he gets transferred in the future, he's immediately put into like a laboratory.
Okay.
He's unconscious, and then as they're about to start the whole thing, he wakes up and escapes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then as Mick Jagger's tracking him down, they sort of like have this car chase where they're kind of one-upping each other, and then through their adversity, they're kind of becoming friends. So by the end of the movie, they kind of help each other out, and yeah, the acting all around is pretty insane. You should
need to watch it.
Like watching a car wreck. Yeah, it's pretty.
So it's not available, but how did they?
It got its own comic book at some point.
Yeah. Oh, it's called Free Jack because I don't know. They don't explain it very well.
Is his name Jack?
Everyone in the future, I guess, is tied into the entire. Like it's set in 2009. The future.
I remember that.
Yeah, and so I think everyone in society is connected to a greater consciousness, and he's a free jack because he's not tied to that. Like, he's his own man, and that's why the CEO wants that body.
So like, what's the scoop with it on how did this get made? Like, how were you able to see it? Because you said it's not available anywhere.
Yeah, they posted a Vimeo link, and you have to guess the password.
If you listen to this week's mini episode, he'll tell you how to do it.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, it'll be a great episode, I'm sure, because it's ridiculous.
It sounds great.
And then the last thing I watched was Kickboxer Retaliation.
You son of a bitch!
Still at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's
9 reviews.
That means it's 1% better than Lady Bird. That's how points work.
So Kickboxer Retaliation, better than Kickboxer Vengeance?
Yes.
Still super weird editing.
Fuck.
But the fights are pretty awesome. And the final fight is way too long, surprisingly. It's exhaustingly long.
How long's the movie? Like an hour 30? Or?
Yeah, hour and a half.
This
Is it? Maybe it's 2
sounds like
hours.
I would want to watch
it's 2
it.
hours. Yeah.
This sounds like I would want to watch it on VOD. But should I pay to see it in the theater?
You don't have to see it in the theater.
Okay.
There's nothing about the theater experience that's going to help you. The sound was better.
I feel like I'm forgetting how
dialogue was in
painful.
sync this time.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, the there's a whole part of like in the middle of the movie. So the plot of the movie is that Kurt Sloan is gone back into like the MMA kickboxing circuit. And
wait, he didn't learn his lesson from the last kickboxer?
I don't remember what the lesson was.
I don't know either.
Kickboxer Resurgence.
Vengeance. He wins the fight, and then as he's cleaning up, like finishing up the night, these two cops show up, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna take you in." He's like, "Why?" Because you murdered a dude in a tournament, like back in Thailand.
Fair.
Yeah, he's
Very
like, "Oh
fair.
shit, can I see your badge?" And they're like, "No," and then they like drug him, and they take him to Thailand, where he runs into Christopher Lambert, who's like, "Hey,
I'm a Highlander.
You can either stay in this prison for your crime, or you can fight this Swedish guy, this behemoth of a Swedish man, and you'll have your freedom because I'm super rich and I can do whatever I want."
Yeah.
And buy your freedom. And then while he's in there, he runs into, after a good long time for some reason, he runs into Jean-Claude Van Damme, who was blinded by these individuals.
Wow.
But he's ready to train Kurt Sloan if he's willing to fight this Swedish
that's a
monster.
Thor Ragnarok level plot twist. Yeah. Like, oh shit, JCVD blind now. Does he do the twist? Does he do the splits blind in the movie?
He does no splits.
Oh fuck.
But he does fight blind.
Oh great.
Yeah. And then they kidnap his wife, the girl from the last movie.
The
she's
young
married
wife.
now.
Yeah, they're married now.
They had such a great romance.
Yeah.
I'm so glad things worked out for them.
But anyway, while he's in this prison, there's this fight scene where, he's the fresh meat, so he senses that all the other prisoners are just going to attack him just because.
Yeah.
But he's ready for it. So he just, stomps each of these guys one by one as he casually walks through the prison.
That's awesome.
And outside. And he's just it's all one shot of just throwing these guys up and down these stairs, and then they're out on this balcony and they're rolling off the roof, and there's this pipe structure for building stuff. What is it called?
Like a catwalk or a
scaffolding.
Scaffolding. Sure.
Yeah, and they're fighting around those things. It's all just one continuous shot. I mean, it might be digital.
Yeah,
digitally sewn together, but it was impressive. And then the end fight. He fights the giant Swedish man. He dies at one point.
Jean-Claude Van Damme or a young kid?
Yeah, Kurt Sloan.
Okay.
He gets. Oh, I forgot. He infiltrates Christopher Lambert's home to go extradite his wife. In the process, he gets captured, and they're holding him back, and the Swedish guy is about to punch him in the chest, and his wife jumps in front of him to absorb the hit.
No!
And
Does she die instantly?
You think she does, and then they're like, "Oh no, it's okay. She's in the hospital." And it's like,
oh my gosh,
yeah, it's so silly.
When he dies, does he go to Transformer Heaven and then come back?
No, he just flashes back to at the very beginning of the movie. It starts with this. They're on this train, and he and his wife are in a ballroom gown and a suit, and they're just dancing. And then out of nowhere, these thugs show up to attack them, and he fights them in the train car, and then they go up on the roof, and like he kicks them all off and stuff, and then he falls in the water, and then like it's a dream, and then when he dies, that whole like suffocating underwater comes back, and throughout the movie he sees those people as actual manifestations of other people. Yeah, and then that train sequence later is like one of the worst green screens I've ever seen. Which I don't know how it got worse from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie.
Ran out of time to work on it, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, why did you even have to do it twice?
Yeah, and speaking of like bad title graphics, like the logo and everything, and then there's a ton of just transitions between scenes of like 50% overlays of Thailand temples and flashes of white and graphics and tigers and temples like layered over each other just because they have to get from one scene to another. Yeah.
Did Entertainment Good Time Studios make this movie?
Something called The Exchange. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Anyway, so it was more fun, like, because there's almost the whole movie is just fighting. Like almost every scene has some kind of fight sequence in it. There's very little. If there's any dialogue, no one cares about it, and they're just trying to get through it to get to the next fight scene.
I'll be honest, I have this like sneaking suspicion that I'm forgetting how intolerable the last one was. But it's good to hear this. This is maybe okay.
Yeah. And just out of nowhere, when they have to escape, Van Damme makes a phone call, and then I didn't know Duran had a son, but he shows up to help everybody.
Wait, JCVD has a son?
Or Duran, his character in the movie. I mean, he has kids in real life, but yeah.
JCVD, is his character.
Yeah, I would be surprised if it was a kid of his playing that role, but I haven't looked it up. Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah. That's just in the middle of the movie. Hey, we're introducing this other character, and he's...
What's his son's name? Durant, too?
I forget. It's like something that starts with a K, like Kyle or something.
Like French. Anybody?
You're going to look it up.
I am. While Zach talks.
Yep. So that's all I watched.
Zach?
Gonna be really quick. I only watched 4 things this week. 2 of them are documentaries.
You should work on your password, too, for your iPhone.
I don't give a shit.
Obviously, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Combination of my luggage. 2 of them were documentaries. The first one, I not as much this week. One was the Netflix original Icarus, which is directed by a guy who hails from Denver, or actually Boulder, but he grew up in Denver. Anyway, it's about a bicycle enthusiast who
rode his bike too close to the sun.
No, but the opening image of this movie is the sun blaring at you, and it says Icarus. So you know that someone's reaching too close to God. Anyway, it's about a cycling enthusiast who is disillusioned by the steroid use in the sport, particularly Lance Armstrong and whatnot. So he actually sets out to wonder how the people were able to get around these tests, and it leads him to one guy who's head of the WADA, which is the World Association Against Doping group. Anyway, the guy who runs the American division doesn't want to help him, but he leads him to a guy from Russia who is more than willing to help him, like, show him how you're able to get around the doping process. And in the middle of it, this same guy who's helping him is involved in the Russian-wide doping scandal at the Olympics, and which was kind of covered in the couple of years ago. And what started as a film about trying to essentially the Supersize Me of steroid doping turns into an espionage film that is really compelling and at times very freaky. It got nominated for the Oscar for Best Doc, so I would check it out. Okay. It's on Netflix, so it's free. And heads up to this guy, Denver filmmaker, getting nominated for an Oscar for his first film out the bat. The only other documentary was a film called Abacus, Small Enough to Jail, which is from the director of Hoop Dreams, and it's free on PBS. You can check it out. It's about the only bank that was truly convicted in a court of law after the 2008 financial crisis. And spoiler alert, it's a bank run by a minority, so that's the only reason it was prosecuted. because we can't get out.
Yeah.
Basically, the whole thing is that one of their employees was defrauding investors, and so instead of going after, and they fired the employee, they did everything correct, but the government thought, well, then they must have all been in on it, so they jailed him and took him to court, and it lasted 5 years, and it's excruciatingly frustrating to watch because you're just like, you look at it and you're just like, the DA's office in New York cannot be this fucking stupid. Anyway, it's a frustratingly good watch. I'd check it out again, free on PBS. And then I was on Stars trying to figure out if it worked on my computer because I got everything updated. And I was browsing around their horror section, and for some reason I chose the shittiest thing I could possibly choose. Guys, what happens when you take John Carpenter and break his will to live? You get Ghost of Mars, starring Pam Grier, Jason Statham, Natasha Henstridge. I hadn't seen this movie since I was 15 when I checked it out from the library, and there's a reason I returned it to the library and tried did everything in the easiest possible way to never watch it again. This movie is garbage.
Lee's favorite Statham movie.
And he's creepy in that movie. I forgot. He's constantly trying to get into Natasha Henstridge's pants because it's a matriarch.
I need to know if you're wearing a wire.
So I know you've seen it. Have you two seen it?
Yeah, but a long time.
God, the whole matriarch.
I don't know that I paid. I know that I watched it like while I was working at Blockbuster.
All these ghosts of Mars.
I watched it because I knew it was bad,
in the movie.
and then I ended up sort of checking out.
There's ideas in there that are interesting, and what's frustrating is that apparently, like, there was a script of this that was actually supposed to be Escape from Mars with Snake Plissken in the role of what Ice Cube ended up becoming. But I read the background info, and I didn't realize that it makes sense. The studio butchered this fucking movie, and this is the film that told John Carpenter that it was time to leave Hollywood because he doesn't do a film after this until The Ward. So yeah, that was. I will never watch that movie again. That was excruciating. I should have just shut it off, but I was like, no, I'll finish it. And then the last thing I watched was when before our movie of the week, James and I went to Best Buy, and they had the Return of the Living Dead Scream Factory edition with the slipcover for only $15, and I said, absolutely, I'm going to buy that right away. Take all my money. Mm-hmm. And so I got it, and I sat down and watched the print today before we got here. That movie, they cleaned that the fuck up. Like, it's beautiful looking. Like the first time I saw the film, like whatever print MGM had, like, it was bad. So I mean, we've talked about Return of the Living Dead a bunch, so I don't need to like exfoliate the plot. But like,
it's great.
It's great. And I was telling Ryan on Facebook is that like the overcrank shots where everything is going into slow mo, which there are a bunch of it in the film. Like, overcrank is always hard to kind of like to scan and like clean up because by nature the film is slowed down, so like you're seeing much more of it as it progresses. But this shit looks clean as fuck. The only things I can notice are things that I would expect to notice, like just from an actual film stock. It sounds pretty good on it too. I fucking love James Cameron in that movie. Just like his goofiness throughout the first half of that film, and then his scene where he's gonna burn himself alive in the crematorium because he doesn't want to be sick anymore and doesn't want to live. Like it's set to this like very inappropriate song. I forgot. I just fucking love it.
I think the transfer makes it better. I think it's a little warmer.
Oh yeah.
The shadows look better. There's not so much scratching in the shadows. Where the MGM one was okay, but you could tell it was sourced from an older source.
Yeah.
But the Scream Factory, they cleaned up a lot of it.
Yeah, and like because of that like scan and whatnot, like when they're first going into the cemetery, it kind of like has that like what do you call it, like southern cemetery feel where like the sun's hitting off the green of the trees and whatnot. Looks fucking beautiful.
I think Linnea Quigley's makeup looks a lot better in this one. You can see like the purples and blues in it.
Is she the zombie lady?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's It's been a couple of years since I've seen this. I forgot.
That movie I wouldn't see with my mom.
Yeah, my folks went out to go to the gym while I was watching it, and I was like, oh yeah, fuck! Like I'm so glad they're away from home right now.
Right.
Do you ever wonder what it's like to feel dead?
She's doing it again. It's funny.
It's great.
Yep. Behind the scenes stuff is great.
Watch your tongue if you like this job.
Like this job. Tommy Jarvis. Tom Matthews.
So good.
But yeah, I can't wait because it's got the truncated version of More Brains on the second disc, so I'm going to watch it. But
you should.
Yeah.
It's good.
So yeah, that's all I watched this week.
James?
I looked it up, and that is his Van Damme's son.
That's cool. Oh, yeah, and he has the coolest name. Nicholas Van Varenberg.
Well,
why is his... Yeah, go ahead.
That's Van Damme's real last name, Van Varenberg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Man, he changed it to Van Damme from Van Varenberg. Anyway, just saw a couple of things this week. I watched A Futile and Stupid Gesture, which it sounds like is the better of the two Netflix things that came out this week. So that is the basically the sort of story of the creation of National Lampoon. It's really the story of Doug Kenny because, spoilers, the end of the movie is when Doug Kenny dies. But it's like, it's funny. So like I was about to go to bed and it had popped up and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And I just sort of started it and Martin Mull came up and I was like, but it was Martin Mull saying he was Doug Kenny, but that he was it's Martin Mull navigating or narrating the movie as an old version of Doug Kenny, but older than Doug Kenny ever lived to be, which on its own I was just like, this is weird. And honestly, if it's got Martin Mull in it, I want to check it out. I thought it was hilarious. There's a lot of meta humor in there, and the movie sort of makes fun of itself in a lot of ways. He makes a point to point out that like all the actors who are playing other actors don't look at all like the actors that they're playing. So for example, well, the guy who plays John Belushi is just a terrible John Belushi. The guy who plays Chevy Chase is what's his name from Community and The Soup.
Joel McHale.
Joel McHale. And Joel McHale with a bad wig on looks nothing like Chevy Chase.
But I'm sure he knows his mannerisms.
Yeah, but to watch him and Will Forte do a lot of coke is actually pretty fun. It's interesting. I both gained a lot of appreciation for National Lampoon. I really liked the part where Caddyshack came out and everybody said it was bad because I was like, ha-ha! I am vindicated. But then at the end, Martin Mull was like, well, then people ended up liking it. And I'm like, yeah, but, some
people think it's all right.
It's not great.
Nobody worry about that.
But yeah, I think Will Forte is really funny in it. Domhnall Gleeson is like his business partner and is a really good...
So are they supposed to look like poor versions of
Oh yeah,
playing?
The movie is very aware that it's doing a bad job of reenacting history, and it's just doing funny shit as it goes.
David Wayne directed it, right?
Yeah, it's directed by David.
There we go.
Yeah. It has a certain level of even the truth is the wig that Will Forte is wearing doesn't look like, because I went back and looked at pictures of Doug Kenny, and I'm like, he never looked like this. He had a shorter haircut that was combed to one side, sort of. So it was a little goofy looking, but it was more goofy looking than this women's wig you just put on Will Forte. It's pretty ridiculous. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it's an hour and a half long, and it's it goes pretty quick. And it did. It made me sort of appreciate National Lampoon more. Yeah, I think you should check it out. And then the only other thing is I did finally finish that newest season of Black Mirror, and I will say you guys were right. It gets less depressing, but I wouldn't necessarily I look at it and I go okay, y'all are doing a good job. I still feel like it's held back by its premise, but at the same time, because there's still so many episodes are just about people being stuck in computers. I'm so tired. I think 2 or 3 of the episodes this season, and then obviously the one that I watched from last season, were all just people's brains are stuck in these computers. Isn't that terrible? And I'm like, I get it. Anyway, it was fine. Better than any of the British seasons as far as I'm concerned, because those were pretty terrible. So anyway, that's pretty much everything I watched. Plus, I've been watching a lot of comedians in cars getting coffee, and it's good.
I'll catch up on stuff I missed.
Dear Lord. For 2 weeks is terrible.
I watched Brawl in Cell Block 99, which is from the director of Bone Tomahawk, which I really love. And this movie is really interesting because it stars Vince Vaughn as a drug runner. And it starts as kind of a prison drama with Don Johnson as like the warden of this horrible prison that Vince Vaughn ends up going to. And Vince Vaughn's an old boxer. And it builds up to this brawl in Cell Block 99, hence the name. And it goes from this kind of serious drama about the dangers of being tied up into drug cartels and things like that to this over-the-top violence. Just to give an example, there's this part where Vince Vaughn gets into this area and he beats up this one guy and pins him to the ground and puts his foot on top of his head, and he says, "Yo, let me get out of here." I forget what he says to him, or I'm going to drag this guy's face across the ground. And they like don't believe him, so he takes his foot and drags this dude across the concrete, and his like jaw breaks off in the most cartoony, like practical effects you've ever seen. But the movie's actually pretty good. It's Vince Vaughn's really good in it. Again, it's really slow moving, but the violence is really cool in it because it's practical and way over the top, and you can tell it's fake, but for some reason it works. Because after he drags that dude across like the concrete, he picks him up, and his face looks like it's been ran over. I don't know. So if you're looking for kind of a different movie, one that I don't know, it was fun. I watched It again in 4K. It's maybe the most disappointed 4K release I've seen. Not that it looked bad, it just wasn't. When I watch 4K, I'm like, wow, look at how bright these colors are.
Yeah, I forgot how dark it was.
It's dark, and the Pennywise makeup looks great. You can see more cracks in it and stuff. But there's nothing that made me say, wow, this is, a showcase piece for 4K.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be playing on the Best Buy TVs.
No. But I did.
I would love if it would.
I did miss this one joke. I don't know if you guys caught it the first time. I just want to touch on it fast. So after, I forget that Ben gets stabbed by the punk kids, and they get him the stuff at the pharmacy. They all go out there, and they see Beverly. And she's like, "Oh, are you okay? Did they get you the right stuff?" And she winks at him. I'm like, "Oh, that's another New Kids on the Block reference I totally missed the first time." And the movie's great, though. The movie is really well done. I saw The Post last week.
Oh, good.
And The Post is a great movie. The performances are really good. Meryl Streep is wonderful in it. Tom Hanks, of course. The movie, I always love movies about newspapers because they don't seem like they'd be really fascinating, but they always are super fascinating on how they get the story and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Post was fun. I got a Scream Factory release called American Gothic, which is a movie I saw a long time ago, and it's about totally 80s premise here. So these people go on, it's Pacific Northwest, and they take one of those planes that land in the water, and on their way to go wherever they're going, I don't remember, Seattle, I guess, and their plane has engine problems, so they land on this island that's inhabited by this old man and woman.
Rod Steiger and some old lady.
Yeah, and their kids that are grown, and they just start murdering people. It's really bizarre, but it's kind of like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where the family's really bizarre in it, and it's pretty effective because everything in it's weird, and it has an unsettlingness to it that the performances are horrible except for the old couple, but I don't know how it's great. It's actually kind of a cool movie once you get past the bad performances, and the idea is really cool if you get past the corniness, about the people that are isolated on an island and how maybe they react to people coming to see them. And so, yeah, it has kind of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe to it. I watched 3 Days to Kill, which is the Kevin Costner gem.
Oh shit!
I remember I got this at Tradesmart when they're going out of business for it was like 75% off, and I remember going there. I'm like, they're not going to have anything. There's literally like 20 copies of 3 Days to Kill. I'm like, fuck it. It was $2.99, and in it he plays. So it's directed by
Kenneth Branagh.
No, it's McG. McG directs it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh man, how the mighty have fallen.
And he in it, Kevin Costner plays like some CIA hitman, not really CIA. I don't know. He just plays some guy who kills people, and he's dying from some sort of disease. And Amber Heard works for the CIA too, I guess, and she gives him these shots that like stabilize him long enough so he can kill. But sometimes it doesn't help, so he has to drink vodka to like make it okay.
Specifically vodka, or he just
yes,
has to get
no
drunk?
vodka. She made a point of it. And Haley Steinfeld's his daughter in it, who he's estranged from, and his wife.
Oh.
And then there's these like squatters that moved into his apartment because he was gone a lot. It's weird.
What?
It's really fucking weird. But Kevin Costner's cool in it.
How much killing does he do?
A lot.
Great.
3 days worth.
3 days. Yeah. He has 3 days to kill. But he's such a badass. He charges Amber Heard for every person he killed. You have to. I can't even describe it. It's like an hour and 40 minutes long, and the plot is so dense that all you need to know is that he gets shots from Amber Heard and he kills people.
This sounds like what John Wick should have been. Like in
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
when you really think about how much silly and weird there is in John Wick, like it should have been that shitty.
Yeah.
Like,
but for some reason, John Wick is elevated.
Right. It glides over the silly shit so fast. You're like, oh, that was.
I'm like, okay,
what was that little bump in the road there?
I guess
Oh,
people
was...
get Mario coins. That's. But this doesn't. I don't know. It's like fun in a bad way. Because I think McGee's actually a pretty talented director.
Yeah.
But
I wasn't kidding. Like, I think he's good. I would defend him more if his name weren't fucking Mick G.
I know. And so it's, I don't know, if you want to borrow it, I mean, I have it. I don't know. Like, I like Kevin Costner a lot, so I'm willing to forgive some of the movies he's in. And this one, I mean, it's whatever.
Have you seen Criminal?
No.
Okay. I was curious if it's better than Criminal.
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe if it's for free, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it has special features on the Blu-ray that aren't good. You can watch it.
I love it. Just really, really striving for nice things to say. It has special features.
Does it have a Mick G commentary where he goes, I don't know, man. I don't know what.
I don't know. I didn't look.
I was really disappointed when I put the It Blu-ray in, and it was like that canned Blu-ray menu.
Yeah.
I was like, really, guys? Come on.
I know a movie that they're double dipping because a movie that made so much money,
It's Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Every Warner Brothers movie has that.
Yeah, and so yeah.
At least if you're gonna do it, like, have it just be a bar with names. Don't have it look like it was designed by an untalented designer in 1998.
Yeah,
like,
it's a bummer. And I mean, I just wish sometimes I don't know if they're going to double dip, but when you put in the Blu-ray, you're like, oh, there's definitely another one coming out.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I always say The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings I was okay with because I knew they told me.
Yes,
they
they
told
did.
me they're going to do it. This,
Yeah.
Wait till Halloween. I'm guaranteed
And
there's going to be a different version
I
of
thought
it.
they already announced there will be a director's cut.
At least with those,
They did, but they're like, oh, we don't know yet.
At least with those, they also gave you a shit ton of extra content.
Yeah.
Right. Like, paying for it the second time, you were getting more than a second
Oh yeah.
time's
Well, I
worth
mean,
of
the
movie.
appendices alone is like 4 hours.
Right.
And there's a second
So-
movie coming, so there'll probably be like a complete edition. So
Oh,
might as
there'll
well wait for that
definitely-
too.
Yeah, there'll definitely be one of those.
I also watched Happy Death Day, which is like Groundhog Day in slasher movie form, which surprisingly was pretty good. They never tell you why she's reliving these days over and over again, but it's basically she's a horrible person and she keeps on getting killed. The more and more she gets killed, the more and more scar tissue builds up in her, and it makes her a better person. So in a way, it's she's carrying the scars of being a bad person every time she gets killed, and it's actually pretty clever. And the lead in it, she's really good, which is important. The only drawback to movies like this, and even with Groundhog Day, is you see the same thing over and over again. And to make it interesting to me, it has to change a little bit. But then it has the requisite montage of her being killed.
Yeah.
And then it's one where she just accepts it and she walks out naked. And whatever. But
they had to find a way.
They had to. Because she's free. She doesn't care anymore. She knows she's going to die.
Yeah, might as well die naked.
But there is some actually pretty clever and suspenseful parts in it. There is 2 twists in it, and after the first twist, I'm like, really? That's who the killer is going to be? That's stupid because it's so obvious. But then
shouldn't she know?
She doesn't. That's why she's trying to figure out.
Oh, like she keeps
is.
getting killed like from behind or with a
no.
truck.
So the killer just randomly pops up everywhere. And
are they wearing a mask? Like
yeah.
Okay.
They're wearing a baby mask, which is the mascot of the college she's at, which doesn't make any sense.
This is creepy.
But yeah, it's actually pretty fun. I mean, just watch it. It's fun. Like, that's all I can say about it. If you like slasher movies, you'll like it. It's not, obviously it's PG-13, so it's not super gory.
Wait, you just said that she walks out naked. Not really naked?
Not really naked. So it's like Austin Powers, where they show like the shoulders and like you see a little cleavage, and then when they show her from behind, it's always like some dude's like hand or something's blocking or obscuring the nudity. Yeah,
there's a knife, there's a chainsaw, there's
Yeah, so I mean it's fun. I was actually surprised. Sometimes when you get Best Buy points, you take chances on stuff, and that was my chance.
Yeah,
and I was like, all right, I'm all right with it. Silver Bullet finally made it on Blu-ray from the Australian Blu-ray company called Umbrella, which you can import, and they're only like $15 on Amazon, and they work on your Blu-ray player. And they cleaned that movie up tons. It's good. It's a werewolf movie by Stephen King, and it's gory, and
Gary Busey.
Gary Busey's in it. Yeah, Gary Busey. This is before he was super crazy. Well, I said super crazy.
Okay, fair.
So crazy, then super crazy. So yeah, it's a cool movie. It's cleaned up really well. It has about 2 hours of special features on it. Interviews with a bunch of different people from the cast. They propped Corey Haim up. Just kidding.
Whoa. That's one that took a minute.
Yeah, that was a slow burn one. But no, they have like interview with the creature design people too, because a werewolf in it's not very good. He looks like a bear. It's that's the most disappointing thing about the movie, where the mystery is really cool of who the werewolf is.
Yeah.
And Corey Haim fighting it with fireworks and stuff is really cool.
Sure. Silver fireworks?
No. So Silver Bullet is, Corey Haim is disabled, and his uncle, who's played by Gary Busey, makes him a motorized wheelchair that's called Silver Bullet.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, so the movie's fun. And I think it's like an hour and 25 minutes. It flies by. Like I said, the only downside is the werewolf.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like arms are ripped off, and you want to see violence and werewolves. I also watched Who's Coming to Dinner, which I've never seen before.
Oh wow!
And that's a really great movie. Spencer Tracy is amazing in this movie. I think he won an Oscar for this, if I remember correctly, or was he just nominated?
I think it's just nominated, but this was the last. Like, this was the last thing he did.
Yeah, he died 17 days after it was completed.
Yeah, like Hepburn had to prop him up, essentially. Like,
yeah,
he was not doing good.
Yeah, I was watching. They have on the Blu-ray. I don't know if it's it has to be an A&E biography, and they're saying that he does at the end. He has this, I guess, soliloquy where he's talking to everybody about the importance of stuff that's not important when you think it's important, and if two people love each other, yada yada yada. And I was watching it, and they're talking in this documentary how Hepburn was crying for real because she knew how sick he was, and knew it was like one of the last things he'd ever do. And he's really brilliant in it. So if you, I think the 50th anniversary is on Amazon. It's like $11, and it comes in a really cool like digibook, and it's totally worth it. It has lots of special features.
I think I remember, like, and maybe they talked about it in that doc that you watched, but they were getting him up at like they were shooting him first for the day each day as early as possible, and then at like I think it's like either 10 or noon he stopped. He went home.
Yeah, he was really sick.
Yeah,
but he's great in the film.
Yeah.
I watched the Halloween H2O with a commentary with Jamie Lee Curtis and the director Steve Miner.
I was wondering why that was like the most random
thing
I don't know. On your feed.
I just picked it up. She's great, by the way. I really love listening to Jamie Lee Curtis. What I found out about it, which was interesting to me, is she's the one who championed H2O. Like, she went to the studio or Mustafa and said, hey, it's 20 years later, much like the new one. It's 20 years later. Let's ignore all the other sequels. I want to make a Halloween movie, and I got John Carpenter on board. And she's telling the story during the commentary.
Yeah.
She got John Carpenter, Deborah Hill. They're getting ready to do it, and then John Carpenter's like, no, I really don't want to do it. So then she called her friend Steve Miner, who directed Friday the 13th Part 2, and said, hey, do you mind doing this for me?
They should have just given Carpenter that $10 million.
And, well, Stephen Miner does a great job. I think, and that movie, too, is, I think, it's an hour and 19 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And it flies by.
Mm-hmm.
And she's talking in it, too, about, so she basically came up with the idea of the whole story. She's the teacher. She's an alcoholic. She lives away from everybody. Michael comes back. She kills Michael Myers. The studio came back and says, hey, we really like this. You can't kill Michael Myers. And she said, what do you mean? She said, this is going to be the last fight. I'm going to chop his head off. They said, you can't kill Michael Myers. And so...
I actually think that's really cool, though.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't seen it?
No.
So...
Me neither.
Sorry.
Here's my impression of
of
James
course not.
talking about this movie. Is that the one where he's on a boat?
Oh, yeah. You knew I was going to make that joke. Yeah.
So there is... you've seen it.
Yeah.
So at the end, she beats Michael Myers by like jamming an axe in his chest, and she knows he's not dead. So they put him in like a body bag and in an ambulance. So she commandeers the ambulance, takes off. She sees him getting up. She loses control of the ambulance. It rolls down. They both get ejected. Ambulance pins him against a fence, and as she walks up to him,
hold on, his back going like that.
Yeah, he's like, ugh.
It's like it's so obviously fake when you watch it in the Blu-ray. Which is,
Yeah.
oh god.
Then Michael starts grabbing the mask, and she says Michael, and he reaches out for her. Then she just reaches back and chops off his head. Which is awesome. In the next one, Resurrection, they explained that he switched. Did he cut the throat of the ambulance driver?
No, he crushed his larynx.
Put the mask on him, and he was reaching for the mask because it wasn't really him, and so she chopped off his head. I thought it was a great way to end the series,
and then they ruined it.
and they said you can't do that.
And then they gave Jamie Lee Curtis a shitty ass death in Resurrection.
Well, she said in the commentary the only way they would make this movie with her is if she appeared in the second one, and she said she'll only appear if they kill her because. She didn't want to. She wanted to end it with killing Michael Myers, and since the studio makes sense, the studio didn't want it. So she's like, "Well, then you have to kill me."
Well, and maybe it's because I'm coming at it from a 2018 point of view, where I'm like, "Dude, you guys reboot these fucking things every 3 years.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't matter.
Who gives a shit?"
It ended up not mattering anyways, and
Yeah.
that's why they're doing this new one. But she's really interesting. If you've never watched Jamie Lee Curtis or listened to her, she's a wonderful person to listen to.
Extremely intelligent, very well spoken.
Yeah,
Doesn't
and
bullshit.
No, she doesn't bullshit. There's a great documentary on that the night she came home where they just follow her around. She's never done conventions, so she did this one convention for like the 35th anniversary of Halloween or something.
Mm-hmm.
And she let a camera crew follow her around, and she spent all this time with people, and she talks about it. And I love listening to her talk. And I loved it more because I used to make fun of Josh Hartnett in that, because if you've seen it, and his hair's always fucked up, and she said, yeah, he was kind of a douche. He didn't want to be like the poster boy, so he would wear like a skull cap, and just before takes he'd take it off so his hair would be all messed up, so no one would find him attractive. And so she would give like little things in the commentary where you don't hear very often.
There's BTS footage on that Blu-ray that you own. I know you own. Of Josh Hartnett fucking around with that skull cap beanie.
Yeah, so she's really great in it. Steve Miner, I've never really heard talk because he doesn't do Friday the 13th stuff very often. So to hear him
really do interviews, period.
No, to hear him talk is pretty cool. And like I said, she came up with pretty much all the beats of the story. And she's funny listening too because she hates slasher films, so she wouldn't watch when any deaths would happen on screen. And she's like, "You're gonna have to tell me what happens." And then after like Michael would kill somebody, she'd come back and. So she's like I just love listening to her. It
makes me even more excited. Like she posted a photo on Instagram.
Yeah,
it's the first shot, but it's a firing range point sheet. That was her first shot. The new Halloween movie.
You'd like.
I'm so excited.
You should listen to her commentary. She's great.
Yeah. I think that's the only commentary I haven't heard on that set.
I watched the movie The Boy with Lauren Cohen from. What is it called? Walking Dead, and it's about the porcelain boy that she's a nanny for in England.
Oh, does he come to life and then he's like, I stab people?
No. It's a really slow burn horror film.
Oh, okay. It is a horror movie.
Yeah. So in it, he has these rules. So the family leaves, And they're like, we're gonna go on holiday. You need to watch him. You need to make sure he's in bed, dress him, blah 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 blah. So she starts breaking these rules, and he starts moving around the house. You never actually see him move. She'll like put him in the bed, and then she won't like give him his breakfast or something, and she'll turn back, and he'll be in a different spot. So it's a really slow burn. I won't spoil the twist in it. But it's actually more effective than I thought it would be. She's really good in it. It deals with kind of weird issues about grief with families. Because in it, the old couple, the reason they have the doll is because their son died in a fire, so they replaced him with a doll. So the family's kind of the mom is really creepy. The dad kind of says, "Oh, that's just my wife because of what happened," that kind of thing.
Sure.
And her character escaped to hear from America because her boyfriend was beating on her, and so there's some like heavy issues in it that's I wasn't expecting. Not great, not horrible. It's about a middle of the road horror film. And the last thing I watched, it's called "It Stains the Sands Red," which you can watch on Comcast right now. It's free. It's a zombie film, but really clever zombie take. I'm always hesitant when horror films especially, are really cheaply made. But the people who made this film are super smart. So it takes place in a post-apocalyptic world. These two people are escaping from Las Vegas. As they're getting away, their car gets stuck in the sand. And this is the opening of the film, and so they're trying to get it out, and they can't get out. They go out on this highway that just goes straight, and you can see it for miles. And she says, "What is that?" And you see in the background a zombie shuffling towards them. Just one, just coming towards them. And they know what zombies are, so her boyfriend tries to kill it. They can't, so they get back in the car, and it's terrorizing him in the car. Then he just disappears. Then they get out to get the phone, and the boyfriend gets eaten. The whole movie, I'm not joking, is her walking. She has to walk 40 miles to this airfield. Is her walking with this one zombie following her the whole time. Because she can't get away from him. And it's only one zombie. There's no huge zombies in it. Just one zombie, and her walking away from him. And just him following her the whole time. And it's pretty effective. I'm like, wow, that's kind of a cool idea. Just, the two of them out there in the middle of a desert. One zombie, one chick, her just walking away from him. And the lead actress is really, really good in it. It has some flashbacks on why she's in the position she's in. And yeah, I'm super surprised about how effective this film is. Yeah, so you should check it out. You can stream it for free on Comcast. I'm sure it might be on Amazon now too. But it's called "It Stains the Sands Red." And there's some lots of zombie violence in it, but it's interesting. Like I didn't think it'd work very well because I'm like, man, an hour and a half of a zombie following some chick. Obviously, other stuff happens, but that's the basic premise of it. I mean, I'd say good 3/4 of the movie is literally her walking with a zombie right behind her. So it's shot really cool. Like you can see her in the foreground. You always see the zombie behind her.
Yeah.
And then eventually she starts, because she's in the hot sun, she starts, like she needs him to be around. And it's a great way of saying he's actually pushing her to get out of the situation. And so if you want to see a different kind of zombie movie, definitely check it out. It's not action. It's not crazy zombies. One zombie. That's
Cool.
it. And that's what I watched this week. That's it.
Good job.
Yeah. I watched like tons of different shit this week.
Yeah.
Well, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This week on Real Nerds Podcast,
Oh, I was going to go around town, but that's cool.
Fuck, what's going on around town, Brad?
No,
what the fuck's going on around town?
You don't want to know. I don't have to.
No, tell me now. Now I want to know.
Hey, film buddies, follow me around Denver.
This week at the Esquire, the midnight movie is Blazing Saddles.
Ooh.
Somebody go back down and get a shitload of dimes. That's how I should pay for it with a shitload of dimes. I wonder if they think that'd be funny.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah.
I mean, I keep them in the rolls, so I need like 3 rolls.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that.
You should do that.
Like, here you go, a shitload of dimes. What do you think? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Rounding out the rest of February and into March is Ichi the Killer, Mind Game, The Neverending Story, Cowboy Bebop, Jumanji, and Moonrise Kingdom. So I will bring those up as we go along.
The real Jumanji?
Yes, the original Jumanji.
It's
The Robin Williams Jumanji.
It's a movie about a game. Now the game comes to you. I love those commercials.
there's a tweet that The Rock put out. Some guy went on Twitter. I have not seen the new Jumanji yet, I know. But I guess he dies in it and he comes back with all the same powers. And so some guy was saying, hey, man, in real video games, if you die, blah, blah, you respawn, you don't get the same stuff. And so The Rock's like, he has this like really long like response, and he's like, actually, just go fuck yourself. It's like the end of it.
That's pretty good.
And that's how The Rock always wins.
Also, that's not true.
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I just read it.
I just mean in video games. Like it depends on the video game.
Well,
right?
I mean, it's where you hit the checkpoint.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like Bloodborne. Fuck.
But Jumanji plays by its own rules, so
in Mario Odyssey, I just lose 10 coins.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, you know.
And Evil Dead, the musical, is playing at the Bug Theater
Oh, that's fun.
for like the next couple weeks, Friday and Saturdays. So
I
check
saw
that
when I
out.
was in Vegas. I like left at 11:30 at night. I was with my dad, and so it started at midnight, and it was at the mall there. And I went there, and it was fun. And my dad called me like 7 times. He's like, "Are you ever coming back? Where are you?" I said, "Okay, Dad. I'm like 30." That's cool. But, yeah, that's my experience with Evil Dead the musical.
Nice.
If you get the first like 3 rows, it's like splatter zone or something. You get doused with blood. And you get a T-shirt. Do you get a T-shirt at this one?
No, this is it's not the same production company, so
Just like at any Gallagher show.
yeah.
Is he even funny? I don't know.
No, he just tells racist jokes and hits fruit. Like
I don't remember. I don't think I've ever heard.
Yeah,
of
I watched
this.
the Comedy Central specials back in the day, but I don't remember them being
I
racist.
love Dave
but
Chappelle doing
Well,
Black Gallagher.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Dave Chappelle's Black Gallagher.
Black Gallagher,
is better
don't
than,
go out like no punk, bitch.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna watch Chappelle when I get home.
This week on Real Nerds Podcast, we saw Hostels
Hostels.
with my buddy Bruce Wayne. James, should people go see Hostels?
I really appreciate how slowly you asked that question. Yeah. I actually think this movie's really beautiful. It's got a really good story to tell. I think it's
What?
very, very deliberately paced, which at times is not the best, but I think it's a great film.
Brad,
I wouldn't know. I didn't get to see it.
Zach.
Yeah, it was good. Kind of like a assassination of Jesse James. It takes its time. The performances are solid. Actually, like, I find it weird. I don't know like what Scott Cooper's trying to do with his film career, because it seems like each film he does is very, very different from the next one, and maybe that's his style. But because like Black Mass, while I don't think it's the shit pile that he thinks it is, it does have problems.
Just for the listeners, I want to make sure everyone understands. He was pointing at me. I think it's a shit pile because it is.
So, but that being said, like this
Just
is
call it Blue Contacts.
I saw part of it at the drive-in. I wasn't impressed.
Oh my god.
So, but this film obviously very different from that, and therefore anything else he's done before it. It's very beautifully shot, and I'm glad I saw it on a big screen because of the way it's shot. So yeah, I'd go check it out, but just be prepared. It's 2.5 hours, and it's slow as fuck. So just be ready for it.
It's like a pound of shit packed into a 25-pound bag.
Okay.
I love this movie.
Good.
I love deliberately paced westerns. Really, I love the assassination of Jesse James, and this movie like hit all the right notes for me. It's slow paced, but even the small parts in it were by great actors. You know, I didn't even know Ben Foster was in the movie.
Me neither.
You know, and he shows up 3/4 of the way through.
Yeah, it's great.
And he has a great bit in it.
Yes.
You know,
he's a very important character.
He's very important, and the movie itself is not a story really of redemption. It's a story of finding out who you really are and if that's really important in your life through bigotry and racism on whoever it is.
Yeah.
And it's told really well. I love this movie. It's a great film.
I think it plays both sides very well.
I think so too, because at the beginning,
we should play the trailer.
Let's play the trailer.
I don't know how you've done all these years. seeing all the things you've seen, doing all the things you've done, makes you feel inhuman after a while.
Captain, you do know Chief Yellow Hawk. The Army wants to be certain that the Chief gets home to Montana safely without incident.
Do you have any idea what he's done? He's a butcher.
And the two of you ought to get along just fine.
I've killed savages because that's my job. You have no idea what war it does to a man. I hate him. I got a war bag of reasons to hate him.
This will be done, and it will be done by you.
The parade's over. Put him in chains.
You believe in the Lord, Joseph?
Yes, I do. But he's been blind to what's going on out here for a long time. Understand this. When we lay our heads down out here, we're all prisoners.
No, I've killed everything that's walked or crawled. If you do it enough, you get used to it.
That's what I'm afraid of. You just gotta take your dues.
We both know it could just as easily be you sitting here in these chains.
Sometimes I envy the finality of death, the certainty. And I have to drive those thoughts away when I'm weak.
Something tells me you ain't got the nerve to fire that woman.
You should see this movie.
Yeah. So right away at the beginning, I'm like, holy cow, they're making... I haven't seen a movie where Native Americans are that aggressive and that...
Well, it's almost like if Dances with Wolves started with... not Oliver Platt. No, yeah, is it Oliver Platt who's the drunk guy who gets scalped?
Yeah.
It's like if the first scene was that, but even worse.
Yeah, so I mean, the movie opens with Rosamund Pike and her husband and family all learning adverbs, and it's really cute.
It's adorable. Guys cutting wood.
Yeah, guys chopping wood. They're building their house on the prairie.
I love when guys chop wood in movies.
Yep. Sometimes with just their hands.
Yeah.
Avengers?
Yeah.
So, it opens with this Native American war party, like, coming over the ridge.
Yeah.
And, there's
like 7 of them. It's not like,
Come to take their horses.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's brutal. I mean, it starts with the murder of her children and her husband,
but at the same time, he also shoots first, right? So
yeah,
it's not till later when Yellow Hawk says like, "Oh, those are rattlesnake people. Don't trust those motherfuckers."
Yeah.
Like, it's not till then that you're like, "Oh, okay, they're bad people." Because even then, you're kind of like, "Well, he just starts shooting at these people."
Yeah,
which makes the beginning of that film even more genius because of what comes right after that scene, where it's the juxtaposition of it, where the Native American people are found in a little bit more of a dire position, and the white people are lording over it. Like I like the flip side.
I mean, that's why I think the title of the film is really appropriate because who is really the bad person?
Right.
Christian Bale's character, Joe Blocker, he's just doing what he's been ordered to do.
Yeah.
But they do it in a really harsh way, and
one of the great things about the movie is it very slowly toys with this idea of whether or not he enjoys it. He very clearly has good reasons to feel the way he does. Like when that scene where he gets the mission, and that other guy is being a dick, and he just like lays into him. Like, you don't understand. Like, you have not seen what I've seen. You don't understand. I have every reason to hate every like Indian I see. Like, and he lays it all out, and you're like, holy shit! Like it's great.
That scene's so awesome too because Christian Bale's I think is really great, and he does it in almost every movie where he's like the simmering angry.
Yeah.
But it's really calm. But he's pissed. He's not going to do it because Yellowhawk and him are like big enemies. They've gone to war against each other.
Yeah.
And his commander basically lays it out. It's like, you do this or I'm going to take away your pension. You're not going to have anything.
He gets this mission to take a guy who has killed a bunch of his friends back to Montana because he's got the cancer and he's going to die anyway. So they're like, here, take this guy. This is your last mission before you retire. Go drop this guy in Montana. That's all you have to do.
And he's like, no. And he says, well, I'll court-martial you and you won't get your pension. And then he ends up doing it. And then it even has a great scene where, you're introducing everybody. They take that picture and they get, I don't know, a quarter of a mile outside the fort. It's like, now that the parade's over, put him in chains. You're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
He's not messing around. And then he slowly learns that maybe it's not the best way to do things after he meets, what was Rosamund Pike's character's name? Lady whose family was killed.
Miss
something like that, yeah.
Quaid. Rosalie Quaid.
She's great in the film too.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole sequence when they first find her and then like she's still got the baby and like it's all, and you're trying to figure out like how crazy she is. Like there's just so much paranoia in that sequence.
And
I take it into the direction of like this whole film's about how like people deal with their anger in 1 or 5 different arenas. Like for Bale, he's not angry at all Indians. He's angry at this specific situation, and that's how he learns to lift that cloud. And with Rosamund Pike, it's about like she misses her family. Like you come to accepting terms.
I don't know if it's anger with her. I think it's more of grief and shock because for her, she can't comprehend what's just happened to her.
Especially if you put yourself. I think part of what's great about this movie is because it's so deliberate. It really makes you feel like you're in this time and you understand what this life would have been like. And for her, I got this real sense of like, holy shit, if you were her, literally your entire world is these 4 people. Like there is no, it's not even like go down the street and you meet the nice guy who runs the general store. No, like the whole world is those 4 people. And so when they're dead, she's
because she even says when they get to that one fort, she says, I'd much rather go with you because she has nowhere to be.
Right.
Before that, I love the scene where she's like, so they've just buried the 3 children and I think the husband too. But like she prior to it in the scene, she says, when I die, I want you to bury me here. And then like, you think it's just, I felt weird to me. And then it became clear because she sneaks off with Bale's gun and tries to shoot herself, and Bale, before she can even get any progress in that direction, Bale like comforts her and like removes the gun from her, and it's all on one shot.
Yeah, you
can see the stuff in the foreground and background. Like, it's perfectly composed. Like I love.
Yeah, no, I think that's where the pace comes in because there's also, as I'm watching it, because obviously we've seen thousands of movies, but. There's like scenes I'm like, why did they even do that scene? I mean, it'd be like scenes of them just walking and nodding or something, and then it just cut to the next scene. Like this is, but it's as you watch the film, like, oh, it's because it's purposely leading you on a path with a pace that you're gonna have to be stuck here.
Yeah.
So the mundane is part of what it is.
Well, and it actually it kind of avoids the problem of a movie kind of like The Grey or something like that, where this is a movie where people keep, especially the minions, just. Sorry, I keep burping. They keep just like dying off. And in a movie like The Grey, basically every sequence you're just waiting for which person's going to die in this sequence. And because this one is so slow, you don't have that as much, right? So you lose a guy here, then you go 20 minutes and you lose another guy and you go 20,
Well, they also do a thing where, spoilers, so Ben Foster's character is a prisoner they're transporting, and when his character dies, it's all off screen.
Yeah.
And Tommy, Captain Blocker's good friend, kills himself off screen, and you're just left to wonder what happened.
And it looks like he lit him on fire or something.
Oh yeah,
like he clearly did something fucked up to Ben Foster. Yeah. And I thought for sure they were gonna say it, and then they just never do. You're just looking at this like blonde,
like smoking corpse,
and you're like, oh
yeah, it's really cool that way though. It's an unusual way to tell a story
Yeah.
But it's always the horror is sometimes what you don't see. So you're just left to try to figure out what happened. Because Ben Foster kills that sergeant in a pretty merciless way. The dude begs for his life. And you don't see him die either. You just hear Christian Bale's character say, "Oh, he's going to bleed out in a day."
Yes.
And that's it. You never see him again.
Yeah.
But yeah, the movie's awesome. I really love this movie.
It felt more traditionally told than most westerns I've seen within the past couple of years. It felt like an old style western. Didn't feel like
oh yeah.
There's nothing modern about it.
Well, it's still relatively postmodern in that it is a movie about the Indian Wars, where
but it's
about the end. It's really about the way America felt at the end of the Indian Wars in a lot of ways.
I just feel like I feel on the outset the story itself is so simple.
Sure. Oh
so
yeah, absolutely.
Like in the same way that a traditional western would have been, like say 80, 90 years ago.
Except for the fact that there's also no villain in the film, right? Like you could count, right? Like if you looked at a movie like the Pale Rider or something like that, like no, he rides into town. There's a bad guy stealing everybody's money and he shoots them.
That's fair.
Whereas this is like, even Ben Foster's character, there's a fair argument for, what the movie's trying to say is that Ben Foster and Christian Bale are the same.
Yeah, because
the only difference, that's what he tells us.
Ben Foster is like, hey, what did I do?
Right, yeah. The only reason Ben Foster deserves to get killed is because he kills Jesse Plemons, and that's not cool, man.
Breaking Bad, no.
Friday Night Lights, thank you.
Even Scott Glenn's character at the end is really great.
Yeah.
Because he and
that was Scott Glenn?
Yeah.
I did not recognize him.
And that part is like it happens so quick, and it just shows the brutality of the world that it's in.
That was a great shootout.
And honestly, I'm such a baby now. Like a little tear welled up at the end of the movie, where Christian Bale's character is like, I don't know where I'm going to go, and then he's going, and as the train's leaving, he
what a
comes
great
back,
shot.
and I know, and he jumps. Oh, I love it.
And I thought I probably would have liked it more if they just cut on his face, because I like those endings.
Yeah.
But still watching him just slowly walk, like, again, deliberately walk and just one step onto the train. Like, it was just that easy.
Yep.
You know?
I love this movie.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. I think that scene when they finally get to Montana and the chief is like sitting on the hill and clearly about to die, and he goes over and like has this little spiel with him. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was really great. And it's like what the whole movie is building up to is finally this moment where he doesn't even go over, like, the two of them don't necessarily forgive each other. It's a moment of forgiving yourself, because the thing that Yellowtail says to him is something about like, we both understand, like we both know what this was, he says something like we both lost a lot.
Because he goes off and names each of the.
Yeah, he says I had a friend, I had a friend, I had a friend. I had a friend, and you're like, oh,
I
man.
really appreciated that they spoke in the actual dialect. Like that was like really, I thought that was awesome. And Studi's great in the film.
Yeah,
too.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say this was another movie. I said this after Wind River, where I was like, man, there need to be more American Indian actors, because like I do feel bad that every time there's a good Western movie with American Indians in it, it's always it's Studi, it's Graham Greene, it's
my boy Adam Beach was in this movie too. Played the son.
Oh yes,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, it was good. I was like, right on, man. You don't need Suicide Squad. You don't need that shit. You can be in this cool Western movie.
Oh, and there was the guy who plays the French kid.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, he's in Lady Bird and
He's
other
in Lady
things
Bird.
now.
And Call Me by Your Peach, your name. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yep,
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you guys want to see next week. The big movie is Winchester, which is the Meryl Streep horror film.
I was gonna go
Meryl Streep. No, Helen Mirren.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I was gonna go see Kickboxer Resurgence, but maybe I won't. I guess if you guys want to see Winchester,
I'm down for Winchester.
That or I think like Molly's Game or something.
Oh, I would totally go see Molly's Game. But you guys choose. I don't want to. Just because I don't like horror doesn't mean that we have to
figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll go see the Oscar contender Winchester by the Sea.
Boo!
It's like Manchester by the Sea, but way freakier.
as always, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Can't wait for that Dundee movie.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
It's not a cool.
Too right, mate.
Did you see the Hugh Jackman one though?
It's good. It's all good. It's going to be a great film.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Real Nerds Podcast. Real Nerds Podcast is a production of Nebulous Visions Multimedia. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill and Plan 9 Studios for our kick-ass theme song. Also, if you're in the Denver area and you're looking for a cool place to see movies, we see them at the Alamo Draft House in Littleton and now also in Sloan's Lake. Thank you to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics for supplying us with all our comic needs, especially you, Andrew. You know who you are. And a big shout out to James's mom. I'm giving you an electronic hug that you can feel through the airwaves. Thanks for listening, and have a nice day.